we start the first game of the night. It is week 2 in season 3 of CMSA's League of Legends League. And we're watching right here, the Pearl League. Orange Otters versus Zyra's Zaddies. Here we have the very first gank of the game. Here comes Ghost Orzhov on Nunu. The biggest snowball ever hits Zayn Zephyr, and the ignite comes down, and Gasians will take first blood in the mid lane. Okay, here we have in the river. It looks like the first scuttle is going to be fought over. Actually, no. Ghost of Orzhov goes for Zayn Zephyr once again with the world's biggest snowball, and let's get back to that. Zayn Zephyr once again rooted in place for so long, and what looks like the ghost is popped by Ghost Orzhov, and Zayn Zephyr will fall. Rounding the corner is Ghost Orzhov once again, looking like they're coming mid. They proc the Oracle, and the greatest snowball is coming in once again. Okay, they flash away after being ignited, and Gasians is just out of mana, so they're not able to follow up there. Oh wow, Zayn playing right on the edge here. Of course, the minions will die instantly, and the greatest snowball comes back in, and Zayn Zephyr, feeling the ignite, will fall to Ghost Orzhov. Looking in here, yes, just from the AoE damage of the burn, it seems like they instantly fall. Here comes Ghost Orzhov with the greatest snowball ever. The ult from Nautilus comes onto Malzahar, and there we go. Instant chomping from Ghost Orzhov that destroys Zayn Zephyr, and objectives going over to Orange Otters. But oh wow, the greatest snowball ever quickly gets onto Vladimir and Frosty Penguins, and Vayne. Frosty Penguins is going to be the one to suffer for it. Sky landing a clutch hook onto Vladimir. The ult from Vladimir comes out and lands it on 3 of them.
Doing some damage to the middle turret, and the greatest snowball ever! No, I'm going to do that every time.
And there we go. And Julian Naughty not able to secure it, and so we'll have to give up a lot of vision surrounding their jungle. Oh, the Malzahar ult comes out onto Ghost Orzhov, and Ghost Orzhov will fall to the Aatrox Q. But now Sky, Gasians, and DRK are healing her to collapse, and will make it worth as it's a 1-for-1. Oh, Gasians hits a beautiful hook under the turret, and Julian Naughty is going to be the next one to fall as DRK is able to collect them. And they are ready, all besides Space Dandy, who does have their teleport up. But now all 5 members of the red team are collapsing, and let's see how this is going to go down as Gasians gets the first root onto Blazing Bowman, forcing out their bone plating and getting a little bit of their CC out. Vladimir lands a beautiful 3-person ult on Sona, as now it is all in from Zyra's Zaddies, and Space Dandy is nowhere to be found as Blazing Bowman is ready to chase Ghost Orzhov, making sure that this dragon goes securely in the hands of their jungler, Julian Naughty. And it's what I would say as Frosty Penguins caught by all 5 members of the enemy team. Frosty almost gets a kill onto Ghost Orzhov, but all 5 members are here, including a TP that came in from Space Dandy. How popular is Ghost Orzhov that all of the Avengers assembled to save him? As now Vladimir lands an ult onto Gasians, and Julian Naughty is looking for the follow-up. Blazing Bowman with their ult. The 3rd charge of it is coming out as DRK is now in danger of being attacked by Frosty Penguins, and Blazing Bowman is in the backline, gets exhausted by Sky. That may be the turning point here as Malzahar ult does stop. Wow, it does stop Samira from being able to do anything, and that is the real danger here, that all 4 members besides Blazing Bowman of the red team are still able to push on as Ghost Orzhov, Space Dandy, and DRK have all fallen. It looks like if there were minions, this would be a big difference here. Oh, Vladimir gets hooked, but lands a beautiful ult once again, already has it back up, and that is a full ace for the side of Zyra's Zaddies, thanks to Vladimir. All right, and here we have what is going to be soul point for either of the 2 teams. All members of the red and of the blue team are here ready. Blazing Bowman starts up the dragon to just lure it a little bit towards their side, but let's see how this changes as the mid lane is being pushed by Zayn Zephyr at the same time that they are trying to tease out this dragon. The 2 super minions are headed into blue side mid lane, and Ghost Orzhov is waiting at the blast plant. Let's see. The smite comes out, and Julian Naughty takes the infernal drag for soul point as Gasians will be the second one to fall after Ghost Orzhov. And now Vladimir flashes over, is ready puts the exhaust onto them, and let's see, Blazing Bowman may be able to chase Sky all the way into their base as Sky is struggling to get back there. And now, with the super minions still in the base, 2 TPs come out from both Zane Zupper and Blazing Bowman, and Blazing Bowman is wasting no time, says get me out, and the win goes to Zyra Zaddies for the first game of the Pearl League. And here we are in game 2 of tonight. We're watching the Ruby League, and we've got Italian Narcissist Gay Rights Association versus Lads de Lulu Lulus. Okay, here comes the Cookie Nabber, launching a EW at Caitlyn, and now just an 1/8 of Caitlyn's HP remains as Wukong. Straw Hat Zangy is also coming down here. Whitefire not mounted, and so we'll see if Straw Hat Zangy is able to get here under turret flashes and gets the Q for the first blood. First, Whitefire hoping to bring Zangy under the turret. Oh, 1 turret shot, and now Zangy, ignited, is going to lose their life behind the turret. And with 0 knowledge at all, Dr. Fox PhD does not know that their Krugs are being taken. Of course, Whitefire is the first to see. Let's follow this Rift Herald as it was just dropped by Dr. Fox.
Taken across the map to run it into a turret.
Okay, we've got 3 different fights happening. The Rift Herald taking down that turret as Cookie Nabber is able to do so much damage to Dr. Fox along with Pest, as Brand is going to keep pulling out the damage. Straw Hat Zangy is able to stop Poggle's ultimate and get onto him, but the barrier will come out and save Poggle's HP, as now Whitefire is able to get onto Cookie Nabber, and the ult from Caitlyn comes out. That'll be another kill for Rel in the books, as Pest able to basically heal off of all of Whitefire's HP, but Whitefire is able to get out of there successfully, as now Skippy McSkipper is here to continue pushing in as the wave comes out from 4194. Whitefire is going to fall to Pest immediately, and now the bubble comes out to successfully lock down Skippy McSkipper long enough for Pest to get a kill there, and now Caitlyn is in danger as the Caitlyn ult comes out from Silas. It's not enough. Wow. 4194 not willing to give up on this. Ease herself. Let's see. Dr. Fox PhD is here though, and now it's time to punish the greed from 4194 to be completely ignored. And there we go. Pest, let's see. The healing, especially with Conqueror on Pest. Will it be enough? It looks like it is going to be, as Dr. Fox doesn't have a great way of fighting Silas, and the ult is going to come right back. And now Pest able to reverse the rights of fate onto Sejuani, onto Dr. Fox PhD, and get the 1v1 kill. Yeah, and instead they go for a few plates on here and potentially the bounties that come with being behind. But Pest able to get onto Dr. Fox PhD, perhaps not the right target though, because now he is in danger. Does get out with a little bit of HP, and the Nami bubbles continue to keep Whitefire in check and stunned, but the Star's TP comes in and he is all over as Straw Hat Zangy has fallen to the 3 damage dealers on the backline, and Star able to get onto the Pest. The ult from Caitlyn is coming out, and let's see, that is enough with the Star and Whitefire continuing to chase. The Star just cannot be caught with that zoom that you just said, right? Levels do make a big difference in terms of raw stats, which is exactly what Nautilus wants. The flash from 4194 and the ult to knock up 3 different damage dealers. Let's see, Zangy goes in on the backline with their ult, but 4194 is going to be slain by the Star and Dr. Fox PhD. Then Zangy is gone as well, and that's 2 members down for Red Team. As Blue Team struggling to fight here, Whitefire is going to get killed by the Pinky Soup's ult, and Pinky Soup is going to be killed in return as Pest measures whether to go in or not and decides better to not. All right, they've squandered if they had a chance to Baron. They've gotten rid of it pretty much. Oh, and now they're starting it. Uh-oh. Now that Pest is gone, it's 4 members of the Red Team that are up, including Zangy. So let's see, it looks like they may have just been baiting. As now Poggle is the one taking the damage from the Baron, as Zangy is navigating their way around the pit, trying to make sure they still have an angle in. Okay, the ult comes down onto Poggle as the Nami ult comes from the opposite direction. The Star is slowed. Poggle is able to dodge the Nami Q, but the Baron stuns him into Cookie Nabber's W, and now It is an all-out brawl in the Baron pit as the star is going to fall to Cookie Nabber. Now Whitefire is running for their life as they're going to be able to get away. And this is why Riot has been called in on AP bot laners, because oh my goodness. Where did Nami go? Where'd she go? She went to a different timeline where Echo returned and she disappeared. Caitlyn will take 4194 down to half HP as Skippy McSkipper now going back in onto Cookie Nabber, but the Q from Nami will stun him completely as Whitefire is just a little bit too late to keep the stunts going on their side. And oh my gosh, Dr. Fox PhD and Poggle as well. It's a 4v5, and so red team just takes it a clean sweep into an ace.
Elder spawning in 56 seconds as red team's pinging it, meaning obviously they're going to go there.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of their vision score may be coming also from clearing wards on both sides, as Dr. Fox PhD is the one to try to frontline, but Poggle is just a bit too close to Zangy, and Dr. Fox PhD and Poggle are going to be the ones to fall as Zangy is kept alive by 4194. And now Whitefire is also going to be one to fall as Skippy McSkipper tries to get away and salvage the last life of his team himself. But in the top lane, minions are at the inhibitor turret, and this Elder Dragon is securely in the hands of Lads Delulululus. Turrets are down, both of them are down, and that is the end of the game as Whitefire is the only one remaining. And Lads Delulululus are taking game 2 of the night in just 34 minutes. As we head into game 3 of week 2, we are watching the Pearl League, and we have Alex Foes looking to get a gank off on Psy Hero, not knowing that Kazik is right behind. And here we have the bandage toss is coming out, and the stun onto Motown Bob. The W comes out from Mel, but it is not enough as Kazik is going to take first blood and get another stun onto Alex Foes. And it doesn't seem like he grew in size, as Kazik and Goji Daddy take the Rift Herald up top. Looks like it's a fair handshake here as Shades is not able to put up any resistance as all 5 members of the red team take the Cloud Drake, their first dragon of the game.
Yeah, they dedicated a lot of resources to that, and rightfully so, right? Like, preventing the blue team from getting another dragon isn't a horrible thing.
It's looking like Nintendo 64 Rampage, but here we've got the Avengers coming in. Alex Foes comes in with the ult, and Goji Daddy will be stunned, but the Misfortune ult from Shades is just not in reach, as Kazik is the one doing all of the damage, as Goji Daddy is able to get their eat off onto Malphite, and Gunny Hartman is going to go down. And John issuing the Nami ult to get a lot of damage back onto blue team, as red side has seemingly turned this fight. Oh, but not before Psy Hero is here to pull out a lot of the damage onto John. And the Misfortune auto and Q will take Silas down. And now, once again, it's reversed as Shades is pulling out so much damage. 11-0-2 with 3.5 full items. He cannot be stopped. They've got the control ward in the Baron pit, and they're looking to push this mid wave. And let's see, Gunny Hartman is going to be knocked up by this Cho'Gath Q. Goji Daddy going in as Kazik is on the other side. Motown Bob not able to get the W up, and the Misfortune ult and the Nami ult are going to leave Alex Foes and Gunny and Motown Bob dead, while Jin support is all the way in the back, not able to set the stage, not able to open up with the curtain call, because then that is truly the death knell. That's the nail in their coffin. See Goji Daddy already engaging on John, not knowing what comes next. Zoe Reliver getting a little bit of vision to see, but now they're forced here. The Amumu ult comes out from John, and Zoe Reliver will be the first to fall alongside John. The stage is set by Jin, and Kazik is stunning Gunny Hartman and Motown Bob. Alex Foes comes in with the ult, but Jin fell, but Alex Foes forced to walk away with tail between legs, as they don't even care about the soul. They're here acknowledging that there's 30 seconds before any other member of the red team will be back up, and Alex Foes doesn't even have time to go and heal. Kazik gets quickly onto them, and Psy Hero able to get a lot of damage. And so we got Vagar's Vixens winning the 3rd game and final game of the night of week 2 CMSA tonight. Thank you all so much for joining us. Thank you, Mike, for being my wonderful co-host.
Yeah, absolutely. And don't forget to shop at shop.cmsa esports.com.
Great. It's the greatest snowball ever! Yeah, join us in making the greatest snowball ever, like Ghost Orzhov did in game 1 tonight.
Same bat time, same bat channel.
And we will see you there. Have a good night, all. Hello and welcome to another week of CMSA's League of Legends League. We are in the 3rd week of CMSA, the 2nd official week where we are going to be having stats, and I am joined, you may recognize, you may not recognize my lovely co-host here, DRK from the Pro League. Welcome in, DRK. Yeah, and as I say that, we actually are in... Oops, let's get rid of this. We're in draft already for the first game of the night, and let's get right into it. We're going to be watching Veigar's Vixens versus Kaisa's Kittens in game 1 tonight. DRK, are you excited? We're watching a pro game first. It's going to be weird for you, right? Not playing? Yeah, which, I mean, you're not sorted onto any particular team permanently when you're in the Pro League, right? So are you feeling like when you are seeing the draft completely, I know we've already got some bans that are characteristic of the players that we typically would see banned out. Like we see the Lissandra banned away from Psy Hero. We see the Twitch banned away from Frosty. And that's just me knowing what champs are associated. Not even looking at the list, but I know that they're in this game when I look back at those. Oh, we can't hear DRK. Uh-oh. Okay, there we go. No, hold on. I'm editing. No, I just need to do something right here. Let's see, now they'll be able to hear you. Sorry about that.
No worries. Yeah, no, I think like you can kind of, like you said, like just from like the first 3 bands on each side, you can see who's playing, like, you know, and like we talked about Twitch and Lissandra. On the other side, you have like Asol and Pantheon and Evelyn. Like I remember Medea's really good at Pantheon support. Cake Monster's really good at Evelyn jungle. Moens is known for their Asol, right? So it's like very like characteristic of each. You can see characteristics, and then yeah, Gogi I know definitely plays like you're at top. So there's a lot of things going on here.
Yeah, and we might see Zyra top, right? I think that was one part of the Pro League that I was surprised at before, but perhaps I shouldn't be. I think we were talking about it in the lobby when everyone was there, of just before the CMSA game started. CMSA has its own meta. And so, DRK, I know you follow the pro scene. How do you think the pro scene compares? Like, what would you say? Is it a CC heavy meta, or is it just like, what does the comfort picks create in this environment?
Yeah, I think it is really, like you said, about comfort picks. It's less about like team comp matters a little bit, but it's less about like, okay, are people getting champions they're comfortable on, right?
Yeah.
And that they can play well. You know, downstream of that is like some of the macro decisions. Macro still matters, like team comp and team composition still matters, but I think comfort picks definitely take higher priority, just because, especially in Pearl, because it's a little bit, you know, it's our lower division. It's more about like what people play best. So, but again, still like, I think team comp still matters. Like sometimes the other team has like multiple split pushers and that they're comfortable with, and your team has no answer to that because of your comfort picks don't answer that. So definitely had that happen last week for one of my games.
Yeah, and so when it happens, what's the typical protocol? Is it just like let's throw our best effort at it, or is there some level of, okay, how do we go about this, planning on the fly with your comfort picks?
Yeah, it's really, I think it is really just planning on the fly. Like, okay, these lanes are doing well. Like, we need to fight around this objective. We need to push out these lanes. It's really just you have to plan on the fly, because it's like, okay, if things aren't working, it becomes much harder, because then I mean, it's like it's the nature of the league, right? As one team starts to snowball, the other team has limited options, you
Yeah.
know, and if you've drafted yourself into a corner, sometimes you can't get out of it. So
Yeah, absolutely. I believe that. I mean, I see it happen very often that it's like, uh-oh, it looks like the game is lost in draft. But speaking about losing in draft, I feel these teams are actually quite well put together so far, with interesting, not equal side matchups, but it does look like we have two, if that is Zyra support, two mages in the bot lane and two ADCs. We've got ADCs back in the meta. If you were watching MSI, you would not have seen an ADC, but here we get to, which I'm very happy about.
yeah, I think. Well, I think like yeah, there definitely weren't ADCs at MSI. Although I will counter that, like I considered Ziggs to be a bot lane champion more than a mid lane champion. But I think yeah, generally you've seen the Mels and the Syndras a lot in the bot lane. So
Yeah, for certain. And so let's look at the full list of bans for each of these teams. We saw Twitch, Lissandra, Yorick, Evelyn, Asol, Pantheon, but now we've got Volibear and Sejuani taken out, as well as Mordekaiser and Warwick. Interesting picks, because I'm excited to see Malphite on the red side here. It does mean that Zyra will be played in the support role, right? Unless that's Malphite jungle. You have any insight there, DRK?
I think yeah, Malphite's gonna be in the top lane. Zyra's gonna be support. I think there was one player in Pearl who played the Zyra top. I don't know. I don't think they're in this game. So, Zyra's gonna be in support. I know that. So.
Great. And then we see in the top lane, the matchup has already been revealed: Malphite versus Sylas. And unfortunately for Veigar's Vixens, that is potentially one of the losingest matchups that Malphite could potentially have. Oh, and we see Dr. Mundo come out as well.
Yeah. So there's going to be a little bit. We're going to see whether Cake takes Mundo or Sylas. Sylas jungle is a thing. I don't know if I like Sylas jungle as much as Sylas top, but yeah. Oh, and looks like on the other side we have Malphite jungle and Alawi top. So
yeah,
they're throwing curveballs in both.
Yeah,
both teams throwing curveballs.
Right, where both teams now seem like they have a flex pick around the top lane. I would hope, at least for the red side, given the comp and what mismatches they'll end up in, that it's not Zyra jungle, which I've seen also in the past. I feel like over the course of League, the evolution of champions, everyone has been tried everywhere, but not everyone has succeeded everywhere.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I agree. I think most likely it's Zyra support. I've seen Fi play that before, but again, could be wrong. I don't actually know what the jungler on Kaisa Kittens usually plays. I think they were in Ruby last season. So yeah, when we get to the loading screen, we'll kind of see it, I guess.
Yeah, and I do believe we have at least 2 minutes of spectator delay before we actually get in to our game. Okay. And so I've prepared something for you, DRK. Oh, we have a look now that Riot's API is fixed, and now that we are past the second week of the 3rd season of our League of Legends League. Let's take a look and see if this comes up properly. So we've got our leaderboard. If you want to take a look at the stream, it'll be a lot easier rather than my Discord stream, DRK.
Yeah, I'll open up the stream.
We've got the top 5 players by win rate and KDA for CMSA so far. And it's a mix. We've got some Ruby players and we've got some Pearl players up there. So we can see Latimer, 3 out of 3 wins and a 10.8 KDA up at the top. And I like Lad. There's personal bias maybe in the mix, but seeing the games, we were talking about it a little bit before the stream started, DRK.
Yeah, I
Amazing
know.
what they were able to do on Sona last week.
Yeah, I think it is like because we only have 1 week of stats here, but I think Lad played. I'm not sure if they played Sona all games. I think they played Sona. I think I'm pretty sure they played Sona all 3 games, but they were trying out this like tank Sona, like CDR Sona build
Right.
that was really good about neutralizing advantages the enemy team could get. I faced them in the first game, and they were really good in the laning phase to like stop my Samira from like we kind of got a small lead, but we couldn't really like snowball off of that. So they're really good. They had really good like flash ult plays, and because they went this kind of tank CDR hybrid build, they weren't really dying either as Sona, and so they really like, especially in that first game that like I faced them, they were really popping off and like really like I think the top lane was also fed, but like I think Lad kind of like pushed them over the finish line to get them those late game fights.
Yeah, agreed. And to me, I am always of the mindset of Sona is the champion you target immediately. If you're a champion like Zyra or Nautilus or Leona in lane, and you say 0 HP Enchantress champion, let's get her. But maybe it is the tank build that says they're gonna target me and fail, and then I'm gonna get a great ult off. That's my addition to the team.
Yeah, I think that's really what they were going with for because they had that Fimbulwinter instead of
Right.
like the diadem. So I think that's really what they were going for. Is like okay, yeah, I'm gonna like have a lot of health, a lot of shielding. Well, not much shielding, but like just have a lot of health. Especially, I think also Fimbulwinter gives you a shield when you immobilize, like with your R.
Yes.
So that also helps.
Yep. And we are now entering the loading screen, so we are going to start watching the first game of the night pretty soon. But want to give one final shout out. Congratulations to the top 5 players of the first week, and we will check in next week and see how the standings change. If there is anything interesting, any one tricks that emerge, or any champions that need to be feeling the nerf hammer. I know I saw Maple Mamba in chat talking about how perhaps Lad needs to be nerfed by doing the support A to Z challenge during CMSA.
Yeah, possibly. I mean, like again, we'll see how week 2 turns out. If like they go 1-3 or 0-3, then it doesn't. Then that's maybe
Right.
different things.
Yeah.
So,
And unfortunately, we won't be able to check in on them this game, but perhaps we will see them in the third game of our night when we return to Pearl. And we are just about ready to start watching our first game of the night. So let's switch on over.
okay.
And here you have it. Welcome, everyone, to week 3 of CMSA's League of Legends League. We are watching the Pearl League, Vygar's Vixens versus Kaisa's Kittens.
Okay, yeah, I see. Oh, they're doing the nice Star Guardian bot lane. That's cute.
Yes, the very cute skins immediately coming out here.
Yeah, the last thing I always do in a champ select is like, okay, after we got our runes and summer set, like let's match skins and chromas,
Right. What color are you? What color are you? That's
Yeah.
always what I hear right as the game is starting up. And so we see just a few trading blows happening in the early game here. Of course, I think we've got Frosty showing off that song and the back.
Yeah. Kaisa is Frosty's second most played, so again, a very comfort pick for him. Gunny's really done. I know he really pops off on Misfortune, so again, another comfort pick there.
Yeah, and I saw Maple Mamba in the chat say Frosty's Kaisa is perhaps even more to be feared than the Twitch. Oh, we've got Goji Daddy going straight at Space Dandy for a little skirmish. Unfortunately, losing the trade as that Bone Cleaver connects to Ilawi's hitbox.
Yeah, and I think we missed this in the loading, but we have Syndra as support and Zyra as mid.
Yeah.
I missed that in champ select. I know Fibelisha loves Syndra. Zyra is like his most played because he never gets to play Lissandra, so we kind of missed that earlier.
Yeah, And you know what's funny is that Lux on Syndra is... Oh, here we have a good fight in the bot lane. Gunny Hartman able to take 5 Alicia down to 1/4 HP, but the Ignite comes out, and now it looks like both sides are going to just retreat, go back to farming. Everything's cool.
Yeah. I think, yeah, it's been very skirmish heavy in the bot lane, skirmish heavy in the top. I know Gogi lost some health early, but he seems to have gotten it back.
Yeah,
with his Alawi abilities, so...
Sometimes I'm wondering on the jungler's behalf if they are missing the action here and they're thinking, I gotta get in there. Ooh, beautiful stun comes up from Fibalicia onto Medeo, but...
Yeah. Gunny just pokes him right back, so...
Yeah. Alright, and we see clears are more than halfway done as Malphite has a little bit of an edge over... Oh, beautiful root from Medeo, and now he's approaching Fibalicia. Fibalicia has to flash.
Yeah, that was necessary there, I think.
Uh-oh. With this low health and staying in lane, the greed of staying in lane, I know we see Silas, Cake Monster down here. Alex Foe's finishing up their clear as well. The Cake Monster goes straight for the Scuttle. Psy Hero, perhaps a little wise to it now, and Alex Foe's may have 1 level up, but missing that Scuttle, he's wondering what he's supposed to do in the jungle at this point. Yeah,
I think it looks like Silas skipped their red buff in Romp on Krugs to do that, so that's an interesting choice, but it looks like Silas clear was a bit slower there, so...
Yeah. And now...
do.
I was just going to mention that Cake Monster is here at the second Scuttle, 1 level down, and so definitely going to be a confrontation here as the Smite comes out, and now Alex Foes has gone Scuttleless.
Yeah, that's very interesting. I guess he maybe wasn't looking at how much CS Silas had, like we could, so.
Yeah, I mean, but now Silas is ready for the second round of his Wolves, leaving still the Red and the Krug up there, but he is going to get a minor CS lead over the enemy jungler, but missing out a little bit on that first clear experience.
Yeah, for sure. That's like, it's going to be a little bit harder to like rotate your camps this way, I think. But it might be calculated.
Hey, I've never seen that clear before, but it does seem to have put Alex Foes in the position of not getting a Scuttle, not having that vision that could have blocked. Ooh, a beautiful root from Medeo, and Gunny putting out these autos onto Fibalicia, and the kill will go to Medeo. First blood.
Yeah. Syndra blew her flash earlier, so yeah, easy route into kill for them.
Right, exactly. I mean, there's nothing you can do when you blow your flash so early, besides stay back, perhaps.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Okay. Here we have Moen's veteran caster returning to the mid lane, and okay, Frosty coming in, but Medeo's looking for a root. Frosty able to dodge, but the bullet time comes out from Gunny. Now looking for this chase, and Fibalicia will be here with the QE stun to back Medeo off of his ADC.
Yeah, this bot lane is very volatile, that's for sure.
Yeah. I was just gonna say, whether it's Zyra or Syndra, it's still 2 mages in the bot lane with those ADCs who are naturally going to be bullied by both of them.
Yeah, I'm wondering, I guess, like with Syndra's support, how does it work with her passive? Like she has a stacking passive, right? And she needs to kill minions for that. So does she just have to get... Oh,
Cake Monster comes in, and Fibalicia, without any wards, is unfortunately going to go down to Medeo's Comet, but not before igniting Cake Monster, throwing the summoner spell at him. Unfortunately, not going to do too much damage, as now, with this dragon up, it doesn't look like Alex Foes has the prio to do it.
Yeah. Again, they keep punishing the flashless Syndra in the bot lane.
Yeah, unfortunately, she was just running straight into Cake Monster, who was looking for a gank here, but now Alex Foes, not level 6 just yet, able to walk in and give Frosty some space to CS under turret.
Yeah, I think we're starting to see a little bit of a CS lead. I think it's been neutralized a little bit from it, but some CS lead from Misfortune. Yeah, I think we're seeing minor CS leads like in all 3 lanes. I honestly would have expected a bigger CS lead from Gogi in the top lane, but given how much they pushed in Mundo, but
Right.
Yeah.
And, you know, Mundo's passive, no interaction at all with Alawi. So,
Yeah.
really nice counter pick on Gogi's part in order to get this advantage over Mundo where others wouldn't.
Interesting though that red team gets the dragon, even though they could have, blue team could have easily killed, maybe gotten in after they killed Syndra.
Yeah, perhaps just Silas on Cake Monster on Silas needing to clear out those bot camps, and unfortunately, when push comes to shove, the money for the jungler and the experience has to come first.
Yeah, for sure.
Here we see Medeo roaming up to help Cake Monster and potentially come up to help Space Dandy in the top lane. But this word comes out.
Yo, has Alex Foes gone a scuttle yet this game?
No scuttle yet for Malphite Jungle. Alex Foes on Vaker's Vixens.
Yeah.
I was going to add with Syndra's passive, I know cannons are of particular importance to Syndra, so perhaps that's the aim. Oh, we see Cake Monster coming behind. Medeo is also here, and Psyhero gonna have to dodge. Oh, the flash, but Cake Monster still goes under turret, takes 2 turret shots, but
Yeah.
altogether that's a great to get the flash out. Cake Monster's probably tallying that up as a win.
Yeah, for sure. And like the same thing they did with Syndra in the bottom lane, they can really punish that with Lux and Silas. So,
Yeah.
and even
Here we have the grubs being started by Kaisa's Kittens. Gogi Daddy coming down with the Phage, but unfortunately not able to get into the river, is going to instead skirmish with Space Dandy while the grubs are being finished.
yeah. I mean, it's the classic dragon for grub's take, I guess. Just a little bit delayed. So
Right, where perhaps the pressure that was given to Dragon is the momentum was there, but it's not all around to continue it towards the grubs.
yep.
All right, with that, see Moen's moving up to the top lane. He does have ult, so we'll see. Gogi Daddy does have a ward here, but the fight will continue as Gogi Daddy commits fully to Space Dandy. Space Dandy pops the ult, and Malzahar Flash comes out, and the ult, that's Gogi Daddy suppressed and silenced, and we'll see. That looks like it's going to be a kill for Space Dandy, as Space Dandy takes the gank, and now will recuperate some much-needed CS off of that CS deficit.
Yep. Yeah, I think it was interesting that Alawi didn't ult, but I guess they were suppressed, and maybe it's also good to just kind of save that for later.
Right.
Especially like in that 1v2 situation.
Yeah, it is very difficult, especially against a ranged champion who could simply walk out of your tentacles reach, and then Mundo, who he goes where he pleases. It's just who he is.
Yeah, and I think Mundo ulted there too, so Mundo was like constantly regening ults. So.
Medeo in a little dangerous spot, feeling the ignite from Syndra, but the root will come out, and the MF ult following up as Gunny goes in onto Belisha. Oh, the Q auto will succeed, and Frosty flashes away from Medeo's ult, gets rooted, gets the kill, and oh, it is down to the wire as Gunny is able to pull out a double kill from this situation.
Yeah, really fancy footwork from Frosty to at least get one kill back, but yeah, that was a really good ult for Misfortune.
Oh my gosh. All right, Psyhero able to simply blast cone over in front of Cake Monster's eyes while Cake Monster is finishing that red and get 2 root plants behind the turret to finish off Gunny's last sliver of HP.
Really nice shutdown pickup by Psyhero on Zyra there. That should hopefully like Malzahar, as you know, kind of just CS's for free almost.
Yeah,
So,
could
yeah,
press E and leave lane basically.
Yeah, so at least like neutralize some of that CS lead again. Although, like, as you can see, even just from that E, Psyhero's taking so much damage.
Yeah. Okay, here we have Alex Foes rooted and knocked up by Cake Monster, forced to ult out, but with this red buff, will it be enough as Cake Monster looks with the ult? Not even necessary as Alex Foes dies to the burn.
And yeah, now, are they gonna pincer Lux and Silas or no? I think they're.
Oh,
Kaisa's
we
in
missed.
here.
What we missed down there was Gunny 1v1ing Frosty in the bot lane while that was happening. As 2 TPs are coming up top, one from Moens and one from Space Dandy onto Gogi Daddy, as Gogi Daddy is now forced to reevaluate whether they want to be here. The E comes out, and it looks like, oh, no ult from Gogi Daddy, and the Malzahar suppression will be the nail in their coffin, as the second dragon will be taken by the blue team now, evening it up potentially, as only 5 Belisha is here to contest.
Yeah, blue team's now starting to build up a little bit of a gold lead. It's 8 kills to 3, 2. They have 2k gold up. Not definitely, red team can come back, but 2k gold at 12 minutes is meaningful. So
yeah, and we do have a difference in the Drakes even. Which objective is more valuable? I would put Ocean Drake at a little bit of a higher premium than the Chemtech Drake alone. And here we have Frosty looking for that proc on the turret, will now be caught behind the gank coming in from Cake Monster, Medeo, and Gunny Hartman. The Q from Medeo will miss, but the E will connect, and Frosty Penguins will go down to Cake Monster, as Psy Hero is here, but just a little bit too late to make a big difference in this fight.
yeah. Again, yeah, Kaisa was pushed up a little bit too far as they were collapsing. I guess maybe they didn't have enough vision either, but and Kaisa gets punished for it.
Yeah, we see Gunny, no vision here onto Psy Hero, and the ult will come out from both Belisha and Psy Hero, as Medeo and Gunny are able to focus Belisha down before Gunny dies.
Really good interrupt on the misfortune ult by the Syndra throw. Or
Alright, Gogi Daddy unleashing this ult onto Space Dandy, and the damage is coming out as there are so many tentacles. Space Dandy's going to fall solo to Gogi Daddy.
Yeah, and that's again the power of that Alawi.
Okay, the cleanse comes out from Frosty Penguins and the ult, and Medeo is looking like he's in danger. The E comes out from Frosty and the Q to get a solo kill. ABC onto support as Frosty Penguins escapes with just a sliver of their HP.
Good punish on like Medeo staying too much in lane after Misfortune died.
Yeah, DRK, you've heard me say it a billion times of a support needs to remember that they are just simply a support at the end of the day. And everyone else is their roles, perhaps equal, maybe a rock, paper, scissors on who wins, who should win at least. But the support, they're not even participating in the rock, paper, scissors, unfortunately.
Unfortunately, yeah, unfortunately not. You know, with that first tower take by, well, we'll wait until after this fight.
Yeah, we see Moens comes in with the ult onto Gogi Daddy. The ult not yet up for Gogi Daddy, so they will fall, but not before Space Dandy falls as well. So it's top for top, as now Psy Hero is here looking to equalize, make sure that vengeance is felt for their teammate.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Oh, and another, you know, I'm guessing a Lux route into.
Yeah, looked like it might have been an overstay as Belisha unleashes a full combo onto Gunny, but it is not enough to take Gunny's HP as the barrier came out to protect Misfortune from falling. But yeah, it looks like what we missed was potentially a Frosty on Kaisa overstay. Oh, Belisha coming right back onto Medeo, but having to flash away from Gunny's bullet time, right?
Yeah. I will say, like, at least with Gogi Daddy getting that first tower top lane, it like equalized the gold a little bit, and you know, even being 5 kills down there, like only now a few hundred gold behind, so
yeah,
still useful. But I don't know.
Here we have it's a potential smite fight as Alex Foes has joined Cake Monster here with the Rift Herald and gets the smite as Veigar's Vixens take this objective away from Kaisa's Kittens. Thank you for the leash and good night, as Cake Monster is the one to fall out of all of that.
Yeah, I mean, really good, you know, roam over by like the Lowy and the Thyra to help Alpha get that.
Yeah.
Kind of could just walk in and smite with the backup there. So, like, I think again, like as we're seeing, like Kaisa's Kittens are like they had a little bit of a rough early game, but and they're still down. They're down on kills, but they're actually now, as we can see, ahead on gold. So just barely.
See the Rift Herald crashing into that tier 2 as Gogi Daddy just able to walk away from Space Dandy after that. And you know what I realized just, DRK, about that smite fight? Cake Monster has not yet finished their smite item. And so
Yeah.
they didn't have the same value smite as Alex Foes did. So potentially that cycle in the beginning, oh, we see Cake Monster, ooh, just
Ooh.
barely missing Psy Hero. And instead the ult comes out and still it's not enough to take Psy Hero's life.
Also, I
And-
think what we missed a little bit when we were watching the top lane fight earlier is that Sahir killed Moen's mid lane. So
Oh, I didn't see that.
that was as the Rift Herald was crashing into the top tier too.
I see.
So, yeah, and I think
I was just gonna add one more thing. One more, I'm sorry, Cake Monster, but the smite that Cake Monster upgrades to also can be used to slow enemy champions. Perhaps making the difference on that Psy Hero play as well. So just so unfortunate that the cycling of camps has become potentially a weight shifting value here.
yeah, I think as we saw like in that the first clear, like going for the 2 scuttles instead of doing your red buff and Krugs, maybe you didn't get the upgrade smite before Malphite, so.
Yeah, here we have Gunny coming in to Psy Hero. The ult from Malzahar comes out, and Cake Monster also, and the ult from Medeo as well to guarantee Psy Hero's destruction there. As it looks like blue team is getting ready for this Cloud Drake, the second Drake that they want out of all three, and it would be really nice for them with all of these ults that Sylas is using to collect as many parts of the Cloud Soul as possible.
It looks like it's a 3v3 in near the dragon for now because Moen's on Malzar's calling.
Okay,
and
got
it looks
the
like
TP coming in from Gogi.
Yeah, after just taking the top tier 2 as well, which is really, again, that's...
The full combo comes out from Fibelisha, but she will fall to Cake Monster, and the Malphite ult comes out from Sylas to kill Frosty, but now... Oh, Gunny gets away with just a sliver of HP, and Cake Monster as well as Gogi Daddy is the only one remaining on this side to try to get them. Gets the kill onto Cake Monster, but Space Dandy is here to fend off with their massive HP bar. Psy Hero just a little late, unfortunately not able to make any difference, but the Cloud Drake still stands after that 4-4-1 battle in favor of Kaisa's Kittens.
You mean Veigar's Vixens, right? Or
Kaisa's Kittens is the blue side.
oh, it's the blue side. No, Kaisa's Kittens is the red side.
Oh, uh-oh. Then I've been saying it wrong this whole time.
No worries. I think at least we know Kaisa is on the right team, so.
Okay, there we go. Kaisa's Kittens. Yep.
But yeah, that was an interesting 4-for-1. The dragon hasn't been taken. Doesn't really change. I mean, yeah, more kills for the blue team means they get a little bit of a gold lead again. But again, it's been very this game's been very like. What I really liked from the red team was like even after being behind early, they were able to claw it back a little bit. But
yeah,
a few shutdowns going over back to the blue team, kind of swapped the tables again. So.
Yeah, and now all 5 members of the red team are ready in the mid lane and the bottom side river to start this dragon. As the dragon is started by Goki and Alex Foes, only Gunny and Medeo are behind the pit, ready for the action. Moen's coming down, flanked by Cake Monster, as the dragon is now at half HP. It looks like red side is wanting to quickly take it, but the bullet time comes out from Misfortune, unfortunately not able to steal as Alex completes the smite onto it, securing the second dragon for Kaisa's Kittens.
Yeah, good smite secure from good vision control, good smite secure from the red team. So.
Oh, Fibelisha losing nearly all of her HP from that combo. As Medeo sends out an ult just wide of Fibelisha.
Yeah,
and here we have in the top lane.
Yeah, another
battle between the tanks as Goji Daddy forcing Space Dandy to ult and get away, as Alex Foes was there with ult on the ready. But what I was gonna say, it looks as though nearly even at 21 minutes in the game, not much separates these two teams. Objectives might be what makes up the difference between the slight 1k gold lead for blue side here.
Yeah. I think what I would like to see is Alawi maybe start to split down the bot lane since they've already got the 2 towers in top lane, so...
Oh! Wow, okay. Psyhero just disappearing completely from that Malzahar ult and the flash engage from Cake Monster. As we've seen a lot of pressure mid. It's been a 3-on-3 mid for quite a while, as Gunny and Space Dandy now able to pincer Goki Daddy, who sees perhaps or senses Moens coming from the other side, but the Misfortune ult will claim Goki Daddy's life.
Yeah. I think, yeah, Gunny on Misfortune's been slowly building up a lead. Really taking, I mean, getting a lot out of, like, it's been very kill heavy this game, and they've been reaping the rewards from that for sure.
Yeah, 8, 2, and 5 on this Misfortune. She is strong. She's naturally a strong champion, of course, but with that extra bit of AD from Collector and Bloodthirster, we're seeing the effects.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure she'll probably come back with an IE pretty soon as well. Like, it's, yeah, she's well ahead of the pace of the game right now, so.
Yeah, Fibelicia may be a support, but she is unleashing these stuns onto Cake Monster specifically, who I've seen be stunned 3 times in the last 3 minutes just from Fibelicia. Ooh, beautiful ult from Medeo takes Frosty down to just maybe a 20th, like 5% of their HP.
Yeah. Yeah, unfortunately, Kai'Sa's definitely behind Misfortune, like, you know, two items to like 2.5 items, so.
Right. All right, and with Baron now securely on the map and with Dragon with 2 minutes left, it seems as though it's time for both sides to start prioritizing where they would like their vision to be. We can see on the map, red side has taken vision control of the Baron side, and as there's a little bit of a lull, Moen's here just clearing the mid wave. Oh, gets stunned by Fibelicia. Frosty goes in with their ult. Moens comes back with the ult onto Frosty Penguins, but the turret will fall as well as Moens, and now Alex Rose just missing Cake Monster with their ult. Cake Monster diving into 4 and will fall as well to Frosty Penguins, who receives that much needed cash out.
And then there was a little bit of a fight in the bot lane where Misfortune and Mundo killed Ilaoi that we missed.
Oh, wow. Good on you for tracking the other fight while that was happening.
Yeah, there's been a lot of fighting this game, so.
Yes.
Yeah.
Almost twice as many, or like just a little under twice as many kills as there are minutes in this game. Mm-hmm. This is a bloody Pearl game.
This is a very bloody game.
Ooh,
but like,
we see Medeo not able to get the route onto Frosty Penguins, and now flashes are being traded as Medeo just barely makes it away from Frosty Penguins.
Yeah. And I think because the team killed more people than blue team, I think they were able to get the dragon there as well. So, right? Yeah.
Yes.
They don't have the dragon timers on this mini map. Oh no, they do.
Oh, we do. Yeah, it's up just in 30 seconds. The next Cloud Drake will appear, and red looking like they have vision control of both sides of the river. Just some blue trinkets on the side of blue team, able to get a little bit of vision over that river brush, but with this, it's almost ARAM time as they are conducting a 4-1 split with Ilaoi just in the bot lane. It looks like they're prioritizing what this is about to be the Cloud Drake sole point, potentially, for red side here in just a second.
Yep, it looks like red team's well positioned. Moen's is splitting top, but they do have, I think their TP is up, so. Okay. Blue team is just collapsing on Gogi.
Yeah, Gogi forced to run away or fight as the ult from Ilaoi takes Medeo down to 5% of their HP and nearly kills them as red side easily secures the Drake without much resistance from Cake Monster. The ult comes up from Medeo, but now it is an all-out retreat from Gogi as there is nothing more to gain by staying here, as once they're in a safe position, they're going to TP up top to match Moens.
Yeah, good TP. Yeah, I mean, Ilaoi's scary she can 1v3, 1v2 very easily, so their blue team needs to respect that.
I was surprised through her spirit of Lux that she pulled out of Lux. She was able to get so much damage onto Medeo.
Yeah, that spirit, when I've gone against it, always does more damage than I expect. I'm like, you really have to dodge those tentacles afterwards.
Yes.
If you...
Or you're in danger, because your spirit is not dodging anything.
Yeah.
Okay, we see Psy Hero here with a gank for Moens as the spell shield is gone, and now the spirit has come out of Moens, slowing him as Psy Hero is now looking to finish this. But Cake Monster able to get in. The ult will be interrupted from Moens. Cake Monster able to get the return kill onto Psy Hero, forced to Malphite ult out as... Meanwhile, on the other side of the map, Frosty and Fibalicia taken down by Gunny, trading Medeo's life in the process.
Yeah. Oh boy, literally skirmishes happening everywhere.
Yeah, always two fights. This is a two-front war between Vygar's Vixens and Kai'Sa's Kittens.
Yeah. It looks like, again, like, unfortunately, like, Misfortune is ahead of the curve compared to Kai'Sa. Able to, like, you know, even with losing Medeo, it's like still able to get 2 kills there.
Yeah, and we'll see Alex Foe's no ult being able to just, with pressure, force Gunny away from their mid tier 2 turret.
Yeah, blue team has been really good about playing around the Malphite ults. I haven't seen like, a big Malphite knock up into like Zyra ult yet this game.
Well, here we have Space Dandy having to flash away from Alex Foes for fear of the combo of stuns that could have come out. Of course, he doesn't know that Alex Foes' ult is still on cooldown, but the pressure is enough. And here, game is still just about even. There's a little bit of a gold lead for Veigar's Vixens on the blue side, but we'll see, as you were saying, DRK, with 3.5 items, Gunny on Misfortune should be able to knock down any of the epic objectives that come up very quickly.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I think if blue team just like prioritizes protecting Misfortune, they're gonna they can win team fights for sure.
Yeah, the scary thing perhaps is red team now on Soul if they take this next dragon coming up in 2 minutes. Oh, here we have Cake Monster running straight into Psy Hero, but it is a 4v2. Psy Hero and Frosty Penguins. Oh, but Fibalicia and Alex Foes are going to make it a 4v4 coming in. Fibalicia thinks better of running straight into the mid lane as there's a little bit of a skirmish and run. Killbush initiated for Medeo here. The E comes out. Ooh, but no connection from either of the 2 skill shots launched by Syndra and Lux.
Yeah, well, Syndra scattered the weak misses there. So
yes. Okay,
there.
Now Space Dandy's the newest target of the collapse, as Space Dandy with no flash, experiencing this in the top lane, forced to ult, and is now trying to run away as Gunny and Medeo are trying to make some space. Fibalicia has to flash away from that Lux route, still losing almost nearly all of their HP, and the bullet time from Misfortune will do the final blow onto Fibalicia as Cake Monster is knocked up by the Zyra ult, not before 3 of them are knocked up by his Zyra ult as Silas, as now Alex Foes coming in will fall as well to Gunny, as this is too much damage coming out from the Misfortune for Malphite, Kai'Sa, or Syndra to handle.
Yeah. And yeah, I don't want to harp on it too much, but the Malphite ult again was more defensive than engaging, and I think that's what's really. I think we really need to see Malphite engaging and starting fights rather than blue team.
Right, the missing link there. Oh, Moen's able to TP in as there's a potential angle here. Gogi Daddy not using their ult for fear of being suppressed right after. And we'll see, it is a 3v3 to protect this inhibitor turret in the bot lane on the red side.
Yeah. Okay, so Dragon's up in a few seconds. Malphite just respawned, but I think it's going to be easily taken by blue team. They just have the vision control and
and we
control.
See the damage coming out from both Moen's, Gunny, Cake Monster, and Space Dandy is enough to take it in mere seconds, as red team is here on this side of the map at least, but they are not ready. Okay, here we have it. Fibalicia will be... Oh, as the Malphite ult comes out from Silas, and the ult from Medeo will take so much damage, as Cake Monster carries that fight completely with that Malphite hijack.
Yeah. It's the tragic case of Silas versus Malphite, where Silas is able to do a lot more damage with Malphite ult than Malphite.
Right. Do a lot more damage, be more mobile in the upcoming fight until the ult is used. Space Dandy just taking... Perhaps we'll, in the replay, show a counter of how many turret shots Space Dandy just took, but seemingly taking no damage while taking maybe 10 turret shots.
Yeah. It looks like they sent Silas to match Alawi, and so they're just rotating around the map, blue team, and getting turrets or turret damage as much as they can. And as we can see on our screen, everyone on blue team now has a shutdown. So that gold lead is getting a little bit. The gold lead's climbing for blue team for sure.
Yeah, with 7K separating blue and red here, it looks as though blue is in a bit of a better position, although not on the map. Better position to take the Baron as wards are headed up, and the scuttle will reveal all for both sides, whoever ends up getting it. Looks like Cake Monster is going to be able to see as Fibelisha has been warding around here.
Yeah, unfortunately all those wards are just not going to get cleared.
And Fibelisha able to aggro the dragon, but Cake Monster goes in not knowing that all of them are there, and Medeo's ult will not be enough as Frosty Penguins with the red buff. Let's see. Not able to, as Gunny comes right from behind to finish Frosty off. Moen's forced to run away from Psy Hero.
Bowens did take out Fibelisha on the other side of the fight, and it looks like they ulted and were able to finish up Syndra.
Okay, the Misfortune ult comes out, and Alex Foes just escapes with all of the armor that they've built. They've successfully survived a Misfortune ult, but it doesn't look like, without their jungler, blue team is interested in this Baron. Oh, coming right around, Gunny is able to finish off Alex Foes with the help also of Medeo, just in case the damage was not enough. Psy Hero, now like a fish in a barrel, able to get one shot by Gunny.
Yeah, like Gunny's at 4 items and is working on their GA next. Like, this Misfortune's scary, for sure. Gogi is at least able to get a turret back on the other side of the map, but I mean, blue team's pushing on the inhibitor here. And as long as like Space Dandy and Mundo blocks for Misfortune.
Yeah, and Space Dandy doing a wonderful job of slowing Gogi down so that, oh, Gunny able to dodge the Alawi ult, but it is not enough as the Alawi W cannot be dodged, and Misfortune will go down in spite of the barrier that was used. The Medeo ult comes out for a little extra covering fire onto Frosty Penguins, who's forced to now leave. And this might be what they need. They don't have Misfortune, but could they take the Baron here? They could potentially tease it out.
Yeah, good job on Alawi for getting that kill, that shutdown. You know, getting onto Misfortune and ulting. That's all it takes, right? Definitely, I think blue team overstayed a little bit there.
Ooh, Moen's being rooted by Psy Hero, and then the ult comes out, and Frosty Penguins is able to jump in there as they both share a little bit of that shutdown gold.
Nice. So for red team now, again, they've been getting those 2 shutdowns are important. You know, like it gives them a little bit of a way back into the game. It's still 7K gold lead, but at least more than
Medeo, Zanya's, but Gogi Daddy saving their W for them coming out of the Zanya's. Gogi Daddy now hoping that Frosty Penguins is fast enough to come in. Let's see. With little tentacles here, Cake Monster will fall, and Frosty will be able to clean up Space Dandy as well, as it's a 3-for-1.
Yeah. I mean, red team can go straight to Dragon here.
Oh my goodness. Gunny flashes in onto Fibelisha, but then is unfortunately Malphite ulted as Frosty is here in return, but no amount of items can stop the 2v1 from Frosty and Alex Foes.
Yeah. Gunny was probably just trying to slow the bear, but I was like, there's no way you're getting out of that, unfortunately.
Right. Yeah, and here we have Frosty and Alex Foes looking to do the Baron just by themselves. We've got the percent missing health damage from Kai'Sa, which will be able to secure it, as now 3 members of the red team are equipped with the Hand of Baron.
Yeah, the one thing though is that Cloud Soul's up for red team, and they chose to go for, it's Baron over Cloud Soul. Again, I've heard that some people have told me Baron is a bait objective, so maybe missing out on Cloud Soul.
Yeah,
Maybe
Baron when you can't use it, of course, but unlocking the Elder Drake might be a risky play for either side as it's the finality of it. Okay, we have Moens coming out with the ult onto Gogi Daddy, trying to layer the CC as Cake Monster will fall victim to Fibalisha's ultimate. And now, with that, red team has a little bit of an advantage. Gogi Daddy just healing right through the Lux ult, but is rooted instead now, as Moens and Medeo are trying to resist the potential taking of the soul, as there we have the Alex Foe's smite to secure soul. Frosty Penguins flashing over that Lux root, and the Zanyas will come out as Gunny is now on the wrong side of history here, as Fibalisha and Alex Foes are wondering, where could he have gone? Not
Unfortunately,
trying to
he's
push
standing
their
on
lead. Oh! He's standing on a ward.
Yeah, I think blue team was really split there. I think like Mundo was not there at the dragon fight and was pushing top, so really split call from blue team.
Yes, unfortunately, that is potentially a decider, as red team has now equalized, and even more so, taken a little bit of a gold lead, as they now are sieging with the Baron.
Yeah, I mean, they use the Baron to get Cloud Soul and getting turrets now, so this game has just been a roller coaster, I think.
Wow. Okay, Cake Monster trying to salvage what little of his base he can. There's a 1-for-1 between Moens and Alex Foes, but the ult from Medeo will be able to clean up Fibalisha, as Frosty Penguins looking to stop the defenders from being able to clear these waves, as there's now 4 cannon minions inside the blue side base, ripping, and the first of the 2 Nexus turrets will fall down. Now, looks the second turret will fall down as Cake Monster goes in for an ult onto Frosty Penguins, as Gogi Daddy, trying to take down the Nexus, is the only one left ults, but is rooted. Oh, and Gunny almost... Oh, Gunny will fall in addition to Cake Monster, and Medeo is left to clean up the mess. Hero takes the last inhibitor, but is not willing to press forward towards Medeo. Is it Winions?
I think there's in between Lux and Mundo. They should hopefully be able to do it, but wow, like this game looks so different compared to 10 minutes ago. I would not have expected red to be the one pushing into blue base. I'd expect it to be the other way, honestly, with how the game was going 10 minutes ago. So
right, I mean, the amount of damage they're able to put on to Gunny is scary, and similarly, on the opposite side, Gogi is not able to withstand the CC coming out from Moens. Cake Monster using both their double E and Malphite ults being hijacked. It is like whoever uses their things and misses or misuses their abilities might be the team to lose, as it's now in a very volatile position.
yeah, exactly. And Misfortune's lead has been neutralized. Like Kaisa is only like a half an item behind now. So
right,
and like Misfortune also has a GA that's like on cooldown. So again, item lead's like pretty much neutralized, and Kaisa is really putting out the damage now.
Yeah. Here we have red team still looking like they want to siege without any Baron buff. They are still interested here, but are a little bit disjointed, as Frosty Penguins just taking that red buff there.
Yeah, I mean, we've got Elder in 2.5 minutes, Baron in 2 minutes, so...
Yeah, but with 2 super minions coming from each side, they all seem to be entering the base at about the same time. Will red team just try to take the Nexus? We see Frosty going around, autoing the Nexus, gets 5 autos off before they are stunned. Okay. The ults are coming out, the Malphite ult comes out, Zyra ult comes out, trying to knock up Gunny. Gunny is not able to get autos off to Frosty, and it's still 3v3, as Moens is the next one to fall. Frosty, now only Alex Foe's Hero are ready to take the Nexus, as the Winions are shooting at the Nexus. Hero gets 1 auto up. Alex Foe's flashes in to get a few autos, and now just Medeo and Space Dandy are here to try to clean up what looks to be 8 super minions, potentially 10 coming in, and that will be it, as Kaisa's Kittens wins game 1 with those super minions, MVPs.
Super minions, MVP, everyone on red team dead. Right. But they distracted them long enough for the minions to get the Nexus.
Yeah, I don't know what to think about the super minions being the enders of the game, only because I really wanted some of those pushes from red side to be like we got into the Nexus. Unfortunately, not enough as they were able to be stopped. We saw how much CC was layered on the blue side throughout that game, but
Yep.
CC doesn't affect the super minions, does it?
No, it does not, unfortunately. And yeah, really, like, I'm just like, I don't know how to like talk about that game because it was just so back and forth. Like, blue, like we talked about earlier, blue had like a nice lead in like the early laning phase. Red was able to get some objectives and kills and come back a little bit, and then blue kind of dominated the mid game a lot. But then late game came around, and red team was just able to like very objective focus, pushing down lanes, getting key shutdowns. We're just like, it was just like Kaisa finally scaled. It's like all the factors just came together for a win for red team there.
Yeah, completely. I also want to add that the Pearl games this season, I thought, the first 2 weeks everyone's settling in, but they have all been so close and so back and forth that the caliber of player has risen, and the caliber of team creation and team matchups. I don't think there has been a stomp really in any of the games.
No, yeah, definitely not. I think and like it felt like in all my games last week, it was very competitive, very back and forth when I was playing. So yeah, new season, I guess new patterns. So.
Yeah, absolutely. And here we are. We are in the draft pick already. We're ready for game 2 of the night. And we're seeing there is hatred for Mel in the Ruby League. Some of the players who understand that APCs are very real here. And whether they're an APC or not, Mel is going to be always one of those hated champions for her Reflect.
For sure, yeah. I think I'm not too familiar with the Ruby League, so you're gonna have to definitely lead the way for me here, Nick.
Yeah, there's some people from Topaz who I am very familiar with. Jules, MTP. Let's take a look. I know we're seeing some on the other side of the team that I will recognize. The on the red side. But until then, I'll be able to give. I know Corpse Bride also from my time in Topaz, of them subbing in, but we see some similar patterns from when I played to now, where we've got Mundo being banned. I mean, we saw what Mundo could do last game with providing space and slowing Goki. Unfortunately, not enough, of course, for Gunny, as Goki was able to get on top of them. But yeah. Mundo is still a force to be reckoned with.
I mean, yeah, Mundo is a really tough tank, especially like if you're trying to get CC on him with his spell shield. So, yeah.
Yeah, and we do see a few more bans coming out. We've got Hui, Rammus, Morgana, and Kane. Looking like we're banning out some comfort picks here, as these are some really interesting bans coming out for sure. And, perhaps it opens up, with Rammus being gone, it opens up an auto attack based team. With Morgana being gone, perhaps it is a let's hold them still and auto them as much as possible. Could that possibly be the red side ideal here?
Yeah, for sure. I think, seeing the Rammus and Morgana bans, those champions just counter a lot of picks, so it really opens up the floor. So.
And we see perhaps a reprisal of what we saw last game, except more likely in the mid lane here. We see Syndra being hovered in response to the Thresh pick that came out. Now I'm going to take a quick look at who we have on the other side of the team, since we were not able to see.
Can look it up as well.
Lads to Lulululus is against Italian Nasus's Gay Rights Association. We do have Zangy, Cookie, Durganoon, Firefly, and Jojo on the other side of the team. Italian Nasus's Gay Rights Association. And of course, lads Delulululus. Okay, and we see Lux once again picked up, and let's see who we have. As we don't know if that is APC Lux yet. Of course, we know it's not support. There is likely not going to be Thresh utilized in the other lanes here, as that's a Pinky Soup special. But we've got Nocturne coming out for the jungle pick on the side of lads Delulululus.
I think, Nick, it's actually Blaine's Pirate Booty Baddies versus Jake's Jammers. I think MTP is on.
Oh, I do see. Okay. Oh, right. I forgot who we were following. Thank you, DRK. You are on top of it.
Yeah, I've been just look up on CMSA site, so no worries. But yeah,
I was mixing up who I said we were going to follow.
You have the other matchup. That's
Yeah.
the other game that's being played at the same time. Yep.
All right, and we see Silas and Senna also coming out for the red side. With Nocturne ult here, Silas looks very intense as well. And with the Lux ult, of course, it's overall a good spell. It's not the best for Silas. Thresh ult's not the most useful either, but we'll see, as now blue team needs to contend with who do we choose, knowing that we are giving this tool away to the other team as well?
Yeah. One question about Senna, is that going to be from the ADC or the support? I don't know who, again, a little bit less familiar with the Ruby League, so I'm not sure if like Pop-Tarts play as ADC plays Senna or not. So
I have seen ADC Senna come out from Who Ate My Pop-Tarts, but they are playing much more support this season, so it could be either, really, as there are so many competing theories now with Senna's back and forth changes over whether she's better as an ADC or a support. I fall into the camp of the mathemagicians have worked out ADC Senna that gives up 3 of her CS as the ideal, but will that be played here? It could be devastating to a bot lane that has to deal with Senna and Syndra, potentially, as the combo. A half-starving Senna with Syndra by her side?
Yeah, that's going to be... I mean, Syndra wants farm, Senna doesn't really want farm, so I mean, that does work out, so...
It could be scary, and now we do see Silas coming out for looking like the top lane pick, but it's not guaranteed that it won't be in the jungle here for Jake's Jammers.
Yeah, I've been seeing a lot of Nasus jungle in the last week or so definitely possible.
Okay, and then alongside Thresh, we've got Xayah coming in for Blaine's Pirate Booty Baddies. Okay. I didn't keep track of how long that last game was, DRK. I'm not sure if you were, but that does seem also a change for the Pearl League. We are finishing games faster, being a little bit more objective-minded and sieging with Baron, which I find spectacular. The use, and also the Syndra use from 5 Alicia to make sure that the Baron minions get to the turret faster. I was noting that in my mind before as, oh, how interesting that Syndra's able to do that. But now that we see a better picture of the red team here, it does look like Syndra will be in the mid lane. And we've got either Silas or Nasus in the jungle, as Jhin and Senna take the ADC and support roles.
Yep. Yeah, interesting team comps on both sides, I think. Again, really want to see where the Silas or Nasus is going before I comment on like what that looks like. But I think on blue side, at least it's more straightforward. You got Mbessa in the top lane, Nocturne jungle, Lux mid, Xayah Thresh bot. So.
Yep. And we have got about 3 minutes before we jump into the second game of the night. and stick around because we're going to be taking a short water break as we wait for the spectator delay. Thank you all for tuning in, and stick around for this game and the one that'll come right after it.
See you guys soon.
All right, and welcome back as we now are going to be watching the second game of tonight. It's week 3 of season 3 of CMSA's 2026 League of Legends League, and we are watching Blaine's Pirate Booty Baddies versus Jake's Jammers. Blue side versus red side in a classic Summoner's Rift tournament match. And DRK, now that we know it is Silas in the jungle and Nasus in the top lane, the star on Nasus, what are we thinking? Which side would you rather be on in this game? Oh.
Oof. I think I'm leaning a little bit towards red side just because I know I'm an ADC main, so I'm looking at the bot lane. I'm seeing like a Jhin. I'm seeing Jhin into like 4 people. Jhin can kill easily. So I'm like,
Right.
okay, this Jhin, if this Jhin gets ahead, this Jhin is gonna have a good game. So
Yeah, I mean, I'm also... Ooh, a beautiful hook blind from Shark Attack onto Doofy's. Gets Doofy's down to half HP, while Whitefire and Shark Attack each only lose a quarter of theirs. And it's right off to the races with skirmishes before I can even answer my own question. As, you know, for me, I just love Nocturne ults. I always prefer to have Nocturne over a champion like... I mean, but I suppose you do have Nocturne on your team as you have Silas, so
yeah,
you have whoever they have.
yeah. Just about to say like both teams have Nocturne ult if
Right,
Silas can hijack at the right time. So
exactly. And we see Whitefire forced to pop a pot here as they've lost already half of their HP. And Red Side able to get some great damage as 2 roots come out from where it might poop, maybe by Pop Darts. But the root and hook from Shark Attack. Oh, as Shark Attack is forced to flash away. Whitefire looking for the kill onto Who Ate My Pop Tarts. The Ignite did come out from Shark Attack, but it's not enough as there is no first blood in the bot lane for either side, even though it looked like either of them could have secured it.
yeah, bot lane's like it's another all-out brawl in the bot lane again.
Right. Okay.
I will say one thing that's funny about the team names is that the star or Blaine is not on the team named after him. So
Yes. Yeah, Blaine's Pirate Booty Baddies will be perhaps defeated by Blaine in this case. So we'll see, or he'll lose to his own team namesake. Ooh, Pest landing a beautiful stun with that Scatter the Weak onto Corpse Bride.
yeah. And again, another Syndra versus Lux matchup, just in a different lane, in a different role.
Yeah, true. We saw Doofy's there, forced to flash away from Shark Attack, using the Senna Soul to bait out Senna standing still to auto it. But yeah, let's see. This is a Lux matchup that I'm more familiar with, playing Lux in the mid lane sometimes.
Yeah.
Whitefire taking that 4th shot from Who Ate My Pop Tarts. The Q not connecting from Thresh, but it's not important as Whitefire still gets the kill. And now Shark Attack beautifully saving their ADC with that last auto attack that if Doofy's had gotten the auto off, Whitefire would have fallen instead.
Yeah, just Senna betrayed by her own attack wind up there.
We've got Jules going in blind, meeting Mina in the river bush as the W from Lux does not connect. Oh, but it does connect on the backside. As Pest now looking for more, pops the Ghost and is looking to back Jules completely out of their lane.
Yep, good job getting out the Nocturne Flash there.
Corpse Bride needing to be extra careful here. Perhaps feeling a little bit safe that that Scatter the Weak is now missed. But it's dangerous.
As soon as it's back up. Yeah, as soon as it's back up, it's a problem. Syndra is low on mana though, so and that at least works out in their favor.
Okay, backing right in front of Pest's face. We'll see. Okay, perhaps a little too bold to be backing right there, but now Pest has to deal with the fact that they are in lane with very little mana, forced to push this if they can.
Yeah, Lux is forced to stay from what it looks like on the minimap. Yeah.
Okay, and now Jules is here as backup, but Pest does have that ward there, seemingly ignoring that Jules is here as Scatter the Weak pushes Jules right out, and Corpse Bride is now the one forced to back after Pest gets it off. Already we see that kill in bot lane has the double kill really from both of them has great impacts as now Jules is here and Whitefire with the extra amount of damage from this Sheen proc that's coming out. Who Ate My Pop Tarts already at half HP. We'll see if they get away. Yep, the Senna Mist does bring them safely under their turret.
Pop Tarts being very careful, not using their barrier even after their flash is down. Very good. Like
yeah.
Like if I was in that situation, I would have popped that barrier immediately, right? Like as soon as I saw 3 people jumping on me. But
yeah, especially thinking that Xayah could root you at any moment.
But yeah, very good footwork from Pop Tarts to get out of there.
All right, Now we see Pest unloading full combo, but ooh, so does Corpse Bride, and Corpse Bride wins that trade just a little bit. We see Mina coming in towards the bot lane, but Whitefire and Shark Attack do have 2 wards on where Mina came in, but Whitefire gets rooted by Senna. The Lantern comes out to save Xayah from all of that.
Yep. I mean, good. Again, another good escape in the bot lane, I think.
Now we'll see, now that Whitefire has that barrier back up, they may be looking to go for another all-in very soon.
We haven't been watching the top lane too much, but Ambessa's built up quite a CS lead already in the first few minutes.
Yeah, I would be very scared to be Nasus against Ambessa. She doesn't need the attack speed to do a lot of damage. Oh, Shark Attack lands a beautiful hook onto Doofy's, and the root comes out from Whitefire. As Doofy's will fall to the ignite from Shark Attack, the flash comes out, but now Whitefire able to lantern right out of Who Ate My Pop-Tarts attack range. See, this is a very bold move from this Jhin as... Oh! Never mind. We see the Shark Attack's Thresh was a little bit too bold, walking up to a 4th shot, which immediately sends Shark Attack back to base with a gray screen.
Yeah, I always have to respect that 4th shot from Jhin. I've been on the wrong side of that too, so...
Right, we see Jules lying in wait for Pest to come down. Pest unfortunately walks in blind, but that Scout of the Week will stun Jules long enough for Pest to get away. As Whitefire also didn't comment on it when it was happening, but the curtain call came up and Whitefire was able to escape. Okay, danger as Nocturnal comes in to get the damage onto Doofy's. Doofy's perhaps not realizing that all 3 members, including the jungler, were present in the bot lane. Shark Attack beautifully landing another hook onto Who Ate My Pop-Tarts. Is this an attempted 1v1? No, as Jules is here, coming in onto Who Ate My Pop-Tarts, and now... Uh-oh. Shark Attack stunned by that Scout of the Week as Pest now launches the ult, but Who Ate My Pop-Tarts quickly finishes Shark Attack again with another 4th shot.
Yep. Good Syndra roam, Lux roam too, but Syndra was able to make more use of it.
Right, absolutely. And knowing that Jules is down where Pest is, Mina able to secure the first of 3 grubs and looking for more.
Yeah, and so we'll see. Nocturne isn't bot river, could easily go for the dragon as soon as he gets the signal that grubs have been taken, so.
Yeah, well, not going for it, perhaps looking towards Pest or just more of the enemy jungle as Shark Attack walks right into Mina after Mina finished those grubs. Oh. And a beautiful E from Silas gets them away from that hook from Thresh. Oh. And Corpse Bride traveling down to the bot lane, able to get a kill onto Doofy's as Who Ate My Pop-Tarts is now looking for vengeance. But the binding light gets Jhin stuck in place as Corpse Bride is able to walk away and back to lane. Back to their own lane.
And Pop-Tarts doesn't know this, but Nocturne is stealing camps from Silas right now, so...
Yeah, almost right in front of their face. The Sentinel comes out and the curtain has been called, but Whitefire providing some cover for Shark Attack. Almost dangerously so. Ooh.
Nocturne barely gets out there. Oh, great ult from Whitefire.
Oh, and the 4th shot is not enough to take Whitefire's HP as Shark Attack and Whitefire are able to secure the kill onto Who Ate My Pop-Tarts. But now we have Silas able to get in without using the Xayah ult to get that shutdown onto Whitefire.
Yeah. Let's see if Red Team pivots with those with the kills and Nocturne not being there into the dragon.
We see Pest just stealing that chicken, and Jules is so mad that they're willing to ult for it. Oh, but Pest is able to flash out of that fear, and now Mina looking for Jules now that the ult is down will not connect with that double A. Uh-oh. Pest. Ooh! Narrowly dodges the Lux ult that really, I think, would have killed them, but...
And Ambessa got a solo kill on the Nasus up in the top lane. Yeah, this Nasus is really far behind now. Yeah. And she only just has a pickaxe. She hasn't bought in a while, so she's gonna come back.
And with 2 plates as well, that's so much gold. It may be a full item. Yep, and we see the Eclipse come out.
Yeah, Nasus has. I'm not sure how many stacks Nasus has, but oof, it's going to be a rough game for the Nasus up there.
Ooh, Shark Attack landing a clutch hook onto Doofy's, and she is melted immediately. Senna, 0-5 and 1, unfortunately sent back to base without being able to complete their items still.
Yeah.
Okay,
I mean,
and with just one ward, Pest is headed down as the curtain has been called. Shark Attack will be slowed significantly as Pest pops the Ghost and dodges the Thresh Hook, but Whitefire will be able to dodge the Scatter of the Weak. And now Pest, with very few abilities, tries to land their ult onto Shark Attack. The root will come out from Who Ate My Pop-Tarts, and Whitefire will launch their ult in response. Flashes, but the E does not connect into the root onto Pest. And Whitefire will give up their HP, as now Corpse Bride is looking to equalize onto Who Ate My Pop-Tarts. And the turret will get the kill onto Who Ate My Pop-Tarts after he gets the kill at the Shark Attack. Corpse Bride able to get to their turret in time. Wow,
yeah.
So many people coming in one by one, almost one after another, like they're ready to fight one-on-one against their enemies.
Nocturne pops the ult.
Yes, but seemingly defensively, as they were able to secure the scuttle and get out of the river without Pest and Doofy's harassing them any further.
And again, I have another report from the top lane. Nasus solo killed Mbessa, so...
Oh wow,
I think
during all of that.
it's again another game of like, okay, someone has to watch the fight on the other side of the map.
Yes, thank you, DRK. As I would have probably noticed Mbessa dead and said, oh, something happened up there.
Yeah.
Okay, we've got Mina coming in for what seems to be a lane gank as they try to get on top of this Thresh, but very much achieving the idea of having some pressure in the bot lane as Corpse Bride and Jules are now on top of Pest. The E comes out from Lux but does not connect. The ult does, but Shark Attack is there in the Dragon Pit after Pest takes that Blast Plant. But now it looks like Thresh is the one on the wrong side as Mina gets onto Whitefire and Corpse Bride is able to get the kill onto Pest. The Nocturne ult, the hijacked Nocturne ult comes out from Mina and gets Silas out and finishes Shark Attack's HP.
Yep. Again, another 1-for-1 trade, although red team does lose their mid laner while blue team will lose their support. So again, another very like volatile, like over 1 kill per minute sort of game.
Oh wow. A beautiful root from, oh my goodness, from Who Ate My Pop-Tarts gets the root onto Whitefire, but then Whitefire able to dodge those curtain calls and get a kill onto Doofy's, who walked just a little bit too close. Now Jules flashing onto Who Ate My Pop-Tarts, but the barrier comes out and dodges the Corpse Bride ult coming from their own jungle side. Who Ate My Pop-Tarts walking all the way to their second tier turret bush to back safely.
Oh boy, I guess like it's really hard to talk about the state of the game when there's like a fight happening every time, everywhere we look. So.
Yeah, and with so much fighting happening, we see Who Ate My Pop-Tarts has only been able to do a little less than 5 CS per minute at 14 minutes. Oh, here we have Pest and Mina coming on to MTP as MTP forced to use all of their abilities to get away, but the hijacked Mbessa ults, the execution comes on to Mbessa instead.
Yep. And as you mentioned, like Jin's CS has been really the like victim of all this fighting.
Yeah, but unfortunately for them, they've been able to get some kills and some takedown assists that'll put them back in the game. But ADC, you are the one who needs the most amount of golds. We'll see if it causes an issue later in the game where Jin is the one relied upon to do the most damage. Oh, Shark Attack lands a beautiful hook onto Who Ate My Pop-Tarts, nearly sealing their death, even in spite of their flash.
Yeah.
Now we've got the Star somehow behind 2 members of the enemy team, but Jules is here ready to flee them. Pest is targeting Jules with that Scatter of the Weak, and Corpse Bride not able to do enough damage as this Nasus with Trinity Force is too tanky to take down in one Lux combo.
Yeah. Looks like there's a fight in the bot lane, or like some skirmishing in the bot lane, but Nocturne turned off the lights, but it didn't do anything.
Oh, dueling Zai ults come out as Mina the Assassin is trying to get onto Whitefire. It manages to, but the Thresh hook, oh almost gets the kill onto Silas, but Silas instead, Mina the Assassin using their healing abilities to get a double kill as they reach 5-0 in this game. And the dragon is started for them by Pest.
Yeah, good. I mean, like, I think the one thing the red team has quietly been able to do so far is like just better objective control. They've already got the grubs, the first dragon, and now the second one as well. So
yeah, only a little bit of resistance coming out from Corpse Bride, who tries to use the Lux version of Smite, which is the full combo. But unfortunately, the dragon was not at the correct HP for her to capitalize. And right, like you said, the second dragon goes over to Jake's Jammers. All right, I'm seeing my favorite ability in the game, Sarcastic, Wither, be quite useful against MTPs and Bessa up there, as now 3 members of the blue team are up here ready to add some prio and damage to the Herald, as Pest, being a little bit wise to it, brings Mina the Assassin along as the Herald is now at half HP, and there might be a little fight here as Corpse Bride has laid down their E as a ward, and blue team leaving the Herald, backing off to reset it.
yeah, but it's...
Oh, Mina the Assassin comes in with the E onto Corpse Bride. Corpse Bride forced to barrier, but the Lux ult hijack comes out, and Pest able to get their ult off onto Jules, gets the kill. But now the real Lux ult comes out, and Mina the Assassin is at 10% HP, dies, and the root underneath their turret, MTP and Corpse Bride, able to put out enough damage to kill both Silas and Nasus.
Yeah, good job on getting, and both of those were both shut down. So again, some gold going back to the blue team there.
Yeah, after they're forced to give up the Herald too, that's gotta feel good to get something out of that. But
Yep.
once again, the game is very close besides objectives, but if you consider the objectives to be worth about half of 1,000 gold, then you'd say they're dead even in this match.
Yeah, let's see if there's going to be more movement around the Herald again. It looks like Zaya's trying to get the first tower in bot lane. I think Thresh and Zaya are going to be able to do so.
Absolutely, as Whitefire and Shark Attack establish their dominance over the bot lane. You see Zaya is that duelist champion. Oh, we see Corpse Bride being pincered almost, trying to get out of here, but Mina the Assassin is going to try all they can do to get on top of Corpse Bride. The Nocturne ult comes out from Jules, and Mina the Assassin, unfortunately for him, Whitefire and Shark Attack are there to protect Corpse Bride and Jules.
Yeah.
As it makes it a 4v2, and oh, this Shark Attack Q onto Doofy's. Corpse Bride ulting, perhaps in the wrong direction, as Doofy's and Pest able to get Shark Attack off of them.
Yeah. It wasn't Lux who was being pincered, it was Silas there.
Right. Oh, we see the Star able to get that last Q to collect MTP underneath their own turret. We see where Nasus has the advantage over Mbessa. It's during that ult, but now it'll be down for at least a little while, so perhaps there's some silver lining in there for MTP.
I think blue team finally has a little bit of a lead, but I think that's partially from getting that first turn in the bot lane, and it's almost a little bit neutralized by like how many objectives red team has right now. So.
Right. And speaking of objectives, the Rift Herald will expire shortly, putting the Baron in its place, and in just a minute and a half, the Chemtech Drake, the first Drake that will lead into the Chemtech Soul, will arrive on the Rift.
Yeah. And red team is good setup for Soul pretty well. It's gonna be Ooh.
Okay, a beautiful hook from Shark Attack onto Who Ate My Pop-Tarts lets Whitefire take that kill, but there are 3 members of the red team here. The Zaya ult comes out to dodge that Syndra ult, but Silas will still be looking to get on top of Whitefire, does not able to, and instead both Doofy's and Mina the Assassin will fall as the real Nocturne ult comes in, and MTP's TP comes in to make this 5 members of the blue team who have entered the mid lane, and Pest is the only member of the red team left, but that Lux QR and auto will take Pest's entire HP bar.
Yeah. Yeah, NASA stayed in the top lane, and yeah, red team was punished for it.
Yeah, 100%. That's the most common instance that I see is a fight starts as a 4v4. The last member of one team arrives on foot, and perhaps one member leaves. So really, it still feels like it's a 4v4, even though 5 health bars have entered and one has left. But it's enough to make the difference when there's one split pusher who still has not participated in the fight.
Yeah. And we've been talking about how much fighting there's been in the mid lane, but like Lux actually hasn't died yet this game, which is pretty impressive.
Yeah, it's true, where Lux is perhaps a linchpin here, as the dragon is almost falling, and that'll be the first dragon for Blaine's Pirate Booty Baddies, as Mina the Assassin looking for Jules in this turret, but in this dragon pit, but Jules saving their flash, able to get out. That is always... Oh, I was just gonna say, that's always the worst feeling, when you all arrive at the dragon, or all 4 of you arrive at the dragon, and then there's nothing left to do, and it's like, alright, what do we do now?
Yeah, the game now enters a bit of a lull state again, but Baron probably going to be on the table next. The only thing I want to say was, while all the skirmishing has been happening, 2 turrets have been taken to the top lane. NASA is doing NASA's things, basically.
Yeah.
And probably going to... it'd be, again, same thing with the Lowy last game. Maybe, hopefully NASA takes that to the bot lane.
Okay, we see Shark Attack pulling Sylas out of their double E, and the Nocturnal coming out to get the kill on Tamina the Assassin and Doofy's, as that opens up Baron completely, as now Blaine's Pirate Booty Baddies are looking at the Baron, and the Star and Who Ate My Pop-Tarts are considering, it seems, some resistance, as now Pest is forced to match Corpse Bride, as it's 4 members of the blue team on the Baron. Okay, Who Ate My Pop-Tarts sets the stage with the curtain call as Shark Attack walks up, sacrificing their HP, it seems, to the Star and Who Ate My Pop-Tarts so that the rest of their team can take the Baron. Just 3,000 HP left on the Baron, and Shark Attack not able to make it out alive. And let's see, Corpse Bride versus Pest. Pest has been landing, it seems, every ability while Corpse Bride has been missing, and that's what makes the difference in a mage on mage matchup, as Pest takes a solo kill.
Yep, solo kill gets the shutdown that's been with on Lux, so that's some good gold back to them. I will say one thing that I've been noticing in these fights, in this fight and the fight mid lane previously, Mbessa has been roaming in, getting really clutch ults onto key members, like Sylas in the most recent fight, I think. I don't remember who was in the previous fight, but it was one of the carries, so again, NTB coming clutch on this Mbessa, at least in the team fights.
Yeah, absolutely. That public execution, it's very scary to be a backliner against Mbessa, as she is going to dive you, get a shield, and have 3 dashes to get back to the front where she belongs.
Exactly, and if Mbessa's team is setting up some CC and you're stuck in one place, well, Mbessa's ult is technically easy to dodge, but not easy to dodge, impossible to dodge if you're stunned or something. So,
right,
CC.
Or in the middle of a fight where watching that wispy line that she creates is a feat all by itself.
Exactly.
Okay, Shark Attack feeling out the dragon area through wards, as MTP Shark Attack Corpse Bride set up what seems to be a little bit of a kill bush, but the dragon won't be up for 2 minutes as MTP misses that public execution on Tamina the Assassin. That could have been the start of another fight, but now it's a 4-on-4 in the mid lane. Soon to be 5, as Jules seems to be pacing. The stage is set as Sylas uses their own public execution onto Corpse Bride, and the stage has been set by Jhin. Oh, there we go. Now Thresh dying as well, as Pest is able to collect kills. Oh, the root onto Whitefire leads to their death, as Mina the Assassin, Who Ate My Pop-Tarts, and the rest of Red Team is ready to kill MTP as well. It's a 4 for none, as the Red Team is here for blood in the mid lane, as Jules is sent down to the bot lane to stop the Star's push. It's the Star popping that ult, and it looked like a TP was coming in. Oh, the Star accidentally TP'd, I think.
Yeah, I think they meant to use Ghost and accidentally TP.
Oh no.
And again, Yeah, it looks like, again, also NASA's doing NASA things again. Like we talked about wanting, I just mentioned on wanting NASA's to go down to the bot lane and get those turrets, and in the past couple of minutes he was able to, right? Like his
Yeah.
fights were happening in the other lanes. It's, you know, good job, good on the red team to like get that 4 for 4, 4 for none, like while NASA's was pushing. So
Yeah, and now the red team has opened up the blue side base. Oh, but Shark Attack gets a beautiful hook onto Mina the Assassin, and Jules is there to get the kill. We see Mina the Assassin had used the Nocturnal to set the darkness here, but nothing else came of it, as now Doofy seems to be in danger from MTP, and oh, the flash. Oh no, but the Nocturne ult comes in time to get the kill onto Doofy's, as now the rest of red team trying to get out as soon as possible, revealed by Whitefire, and now being collapsed on by MTP. The public execution lands onto Pest, and now Pest, I saw the writing on the wall. Ooh, but the Scout of the Week does give them just enough space. The Lux E and MTP Flash gets a 900 gold shutdown for MTP as the curtain is called, and the Star is able to get the kill back onto MTP. But blue team in the meantime taking their second Chemtech Drake of the game.
and even tying up the Drakes, and so now there's no like easy soul for red team.
Right. Very smart on the part of Jules to just go straight for the Drake. Stop caring about what's happening in that fight. It's more important to just finish the objectives. Get what you need. Oh, the Star withering and ghosting to get onto Corpse Bride, as Who Ate My Pop-Tarts is here as well. And that will be a dead Lux as Jin collects a little bit more gold.
Yeah, and like it's just so interesting to watch the shutdowns this game. Like, you know, Lux had a shutdown, then Syndra had a shutdown, and then Saya had a shutdown. Now Jin has a shutdown. It's like it's really going back and forth between the two teams. So
Yeah,
But it looks like
100%.
red team looks to be pulling ahead a little bit, but again, Drakes are tied up. Baron's not for another minute. It's again not sure where things go, but the NASA splish push has been really a killer for blue team so far.
Yeah. Do they have an answer for the split push at this point when Nasus has now built 3 or at least 2.5 armor items that Mbessa may not be able to deal with as much anymore? Oh, we see the double root coming out onto Shark Attack, but MTP and Whitefire are here to give some cover, and it's just trading HP at this point.
Yeah, red team setting up vision along the upper river around Baron.
Uh-oh. Okay, here we have the Nocturnal comes out onto Doofy's as Shark Attack is in danger, gets killed by Pest's ultimate. Doofy's will fall to Jules, but in the meantime, Whitefire is being attacked by Mina the Assassin and Star, but Who Ate My Pop-Tarts able to get onto Jules with that 4th shot. Will it happen? Yes, Jules will fall, but Corpse Bride will fall in the backline as well, as Mina the Assassin and the Star have been able to kill so many of the members of the blue team. Only MTP remains, and now with a wave coming in and 30 seconds separating the blue side from having 3 of their members back on the side of the field, Who Ate My Pop-Tarts, Mina the Assassin, and the Star are almost looking to end here as they begin whacking on the first of these 2 Nexus turrets, and one of them will fall as the Star is collected their stacks. Let's see, it's 444 stacks that they are trying to use to end the game here, as MTP, potentially gonna fall to the next Jin auto, nope, is able to get back to the altar as Jin is now ignited, using their 4th shot instead on the Nexus as the Star continues to whop on it, but oh, Shark Attack able to get the Star away from the Nexus. We may see a little bit of a repeat of last game as the Star now gets the kill onto MTP, but falls themselves as Shark Attack gets the shutdown and completely helps push the red side out of their base.
Yeah, I mean, again, really good fighting from red team initially, and then I guess maybe overstayed a little bit, and giving that NASA shutdown hopefully doesn't come back to bite them. But
oh, okay, we see Jules walking blind, ironically, since they're Nocturne, into their own jungle where Doofies and Pest were lying in wait. They pop their ult, but it is not enough, and Corpse Bride's ult does not provide enough covering fire for them. Okay, with the Baron up as the major objective, Dragon coming up in a minute and a half. Let's see, as red side seems to have a little bit better vision, just by a hair, than blue side on the Baron side of the map. But we'll see. 2 Nexus turrets gone, the mid inhibitor gone. There's only one turret remaining for blue team.
Yep. I'm curious, like, how many stacks is Senna at right now? NASA's at 450.
Right, let's see. 98, where I think 100 is where you start to feel like you are a popped off, maybe 120 Senna champion is like, okay, I'm Caitlyn and Senna now.
Yeah. I think definitely Senna will definitely put behind, I think, 90, I think, is a little bit behind the pace of the game, but...
Okay. Whitefire caught out by the Syndra stun and the Senna ult as the Nocturnal comes out from the hijack as Nass is stuck in place as the Star is fighting for their life here. But in the meantime, Corpserite and Whitefire and MTP have all fallen. Now, Jules falls as well, and Shark Attack is the last member of the blue team alive as it is nearly a clean ace. Only Mina the Assassin fell on the red side, and the GGs are coming out from both members, or both sides of this game, as Who Ate My Pop-Tarts, the Star and Pest just walk through all of the open Nexus turrets and inhibitors to take the game. Game 2 goes to Jake's Jammers.
Yep. Wow, that was, again, another really... It was really back and forth, but again, like you said, these games are going by fast. Like, last game was 40 minutes, which maybe not the fastest, but still, this one was... For how back and forth it was, it still ended in 30 minutes, which I find pretty impressive.
Yes, it definitely was, where this is not the 45 to 50-minute specials that we'd seen of last season, especially, and maybe the first week of this season. Yeah, definitely these teams in RWBY were utilizing the buffs that they had extremely well. Especially, I have to give it to the Star for that game in particular. I know he just gave a fart using the bit system in Twitch. I know you can't hear that, DRK, but I hear it every time directly into my headphones. But very well done. I would say probably the clinching member of their team.
Yeah, I think so. I think them getting the lead, like, I know they had that one, they gave up one kill early, but then from then on, they kind of had a lead like pretty much all game. And I think that really, them split pushing and holding on their own really gave the rest of their team enough time to like scale and get items and catch up with their counterparts on the other side, especially in the bot lane.
All right, and let's take a look at the chat as we are waiting for the third game to populate in the lobby. Let's take a look at some of these. We'll see, go Pop-Tarts. Right, we see a lot of reactions to what we saw in that game. It was a very close game, Tiddlywink, and back and forth, at least for the beginning, but then we saw how red side pulled ahead, and as soon as those plays were being made and the Sylas hijacks were just too powerful to deal with, especially that Nocturne hijack. So I think you were right, DRK, in saying which side you'd rather be on.
Yeah, I mean, I guess my prediction came true. I think it wasn't necessarily for the reason I expected. The Jhin, it did get put behind early, but it really was, like you said, those like both teams have Nocturnal, right? So
yeah, and it's about who uses it in a way that actually gets to. And you know what? Another thing is Pest's ability to scatter the weak onto a target that led to follow-up, where we don't always see where, for example, Shark Attack had some great hooks, but not all of them were in the time and position where follow-up could immediately be engaged upon. But Pest, every Scout of the Week, it seems, was either a perfect disengage to get someone out of a bad situation, or the perfect engage especially onto Xayah, who would have been a main damage dealer if she was not stunned in place.
Exactly. Yeah, I think Pest Scatter of the Week really set up Sylas really well, and I think you can also see they did a really good job, like you mentioned, about like shutting down the Xayah from like doing damage. I even noticed like one fight in the later game, Jhin roots Xayah right before she's ult, so she can't actually move when she's ulting. So she's just kind of in the air, stuck in place, waiting to fall into a bunch of enemy team members, right? So
yeah, that always feels bad when I'm playing Xayah. That's the biggest fear I have is using any of Xayah's abilities because they're so cool. also.
Yeah.
Like, what a cool champion design to be able to pull all the feathers in. But unfortunately, if you pull the feathers in and they miss, all it is looking cool. It's not doing anything other than that.
Yeah, unfortunately, yeah. Zaya is a very like like you mentioned earlier, a duelist. You gotta use your ability as well. Gotta put down the damage. Gotta get those roots. Otherwise, you're like a fish out of water. So
yeah. And Shark Attack, we see you and we see your beautiful thresh hooks in this game. Unfortunately, it didn't go in your favor, but hopefully you have a better game 3, which unfortunately we also won't be able to watch, as we will be headed back to the Pearl League in just a few moments. DRK, I'll leave it to you if you have anything else you want to leave the people with as we wait for the members of Zyra Zaddies and Neela's Naughties to populate the lobby.
yeah, I don't think I have anything else to say at the moment. Yeah, Shark Attack had, like you said, really good thresh hooks, really good thresh lanterns as well, especially in that early game. Yeah, and excited for game 3.
Yeah, awesome. Well, DRK, it's been awesome. I'm so excited that we get to cast game 3 together as well. And it's been awesome having you all in the chat. So please stick around. We'll be back in just a few minutes for the 3rd game of the night, where we will be watching Zyra Zaddies and Neela's Naughties in the Pearl League. So stick around for that. And in the meantime, why don't we turn on the highlights again for anyone who missed them? All right, see you in a bit.
See you guys in a bit.
We start the first game of the night. It is week 2 in season 3 of CMSA's League of Legends League. And we're watching right here, the Pearl League. Oran's Otters versus Zyra's Zaddies. Here we have the very first gank of the game. Here comes Ghost Orzhov on Nunu. The biggest snowball ever hits Zane Zephyr, and the ignite comes down, and Gatians will take first blood in the mid lane. Okay, here we have in the river. It looks like the first scuttle is going to be fought over. Actually, no. Ghost Orzhov goes for Zane Zephyr once again with the world's biggest snowball, and let's get back to that. Zane Zephyr once again rooted in place for so long, and what looks like the ghost is popped by Ghost Orzhov, and Zane Zephyr will fall. Rounding the corner is Ghost Orzhov once again, looking like they're coming mid. They proc the Oracle, and the greatest snowball is coming in once again. Okay, they flash away after being ignited, and Gatians is just out of mana, so they're not able to follow up there. Oh wow, Zane playing right on the edge here. Of course, the minions will die instantly, and the greatest snowball comes back in, and Zane Zephyr, feeling the ignite, will fall to Ghost Orzhov. Looking in here, yes, just from the AoE damage of the burn, it seems like they instantly fall. Here comes Ghost Orzhov with the greatest snowball ever. The ult from Nautilus comes onto Malzahar, and there we go. Instant chomping from Ghost Orzhov that destroys Zane Zephyr, and objectives going over to Oran's Otters. But oh wow, the greatest snowball ever quickly gets onto Vladimir, and Frosty Penguins and Vayne. Frosty Penguins is going to be the one to suffer for it. Sky landing a clutch hook onto Vladimir. The ult from Vladimir comes out and lands it on 3 of them.
Doing some damage to the middle turret, and the greatest snowball ever! No, I'm going to do that every time.
And there we go. And Julian Naughty not able to secure it, and so we'll have to give up a lot of vision surrounding their jungle. Oh, the Malzahar ult comes out onto Ghost Orzhov, and Ghost Orzhov will fall to the Aatrox Q. But now Sky, Gatians, and DRK are healing her to collapse, and will make it worth as it's a 1-for-1. Oh, Gatians hits a beautiful hook under the turret, and Julian Naughty is going to be the next one to fall as DRK is able to collect them. And they are ready, all besides Space Dandy, who does have their teleport up. But now all 5 members of the red team are collapsing, and let's see how this is going to go down as Gatians gets the first root onto Blazing Bowman, forcing out their bone plating and getting a little bit of their CC out. Vladimir lands a beautiful 3-person ult on Sona, as now it is all in from Zyra Zaddies, and Space Dandy is nowhere to be found as Blazing Bowman is ready to chase Ghost Orzhov, making sure that this dragon goes securely in the hands of their jungler, Julian Naughty. And it's easy, what I would say, as Frosty Penguins caught by all 5 members of the enemy team. Frosty almost gets a kill onto Ghost Orzhov, but all 5 members are here, including a TP that came in from Space Dandy. How popular is Ghost Orzhov that all of the Avengers assembled to save him? As now Latimer lands an ult onto Gasians, and Julian Naughty is looking for the follow-up. Blazing Bowman with their ult. The third charge of it is coming out as DRK is now in danger of being attacked by Frosty Penguins, and Blazing Bowman is in the backline, gets exhausted by Sky. That may be the turning point here as Malzahar ult does stop. Wow, it does stop Samira from being able to do anything, and that is the real danger here, that all 4 members besides Blazing Bowman of the red team are still able to push on as Ghost Orzhov, Space Dandy, and DRK have all fallen. It looks like if there were minions, this would be a big difference here. Oh, Latimer gets hooked, but lands a beautiful ult once again, already has it back up, and that is a full ace for the side of Zyra Zaddies, thanks to Latimer. All right, and here we have what is going to be soul point for either of the 2 teams. All members of the red and of the blue team are here ready. Blazing Bowman starts up the dragon to just lure it a little bit towards their side, but let's see how this changes as the mid lane is being pushed by Zane Zephyr at the same time that they are trying to tease out this dragon. The 2 super minions are headed into blue side mid lane, and Ghost Orzhov is waiting at the blast plant. Let's see. The smite comes out, and Julian Naughty takes the infernal drag for soul point as Gasians will be the second one to fall after Ghost Orzhov, and now Latimer flashes over, is ready, puts the exhaust onto them, and let's see. Blazing Bowman may be able to chase Sky all the way into their base as Sky is struggling to get back there. And now, with the super minions still in the base, 2 TPs come out from both Zane Zephyr and Blazing Bowman, and Blazing Bowman is wasting no time, says get me out, and the win goes to Zyra Zaddies for the first game of the Pearl League. And here we are in game 2 of tonight. We're watching the Ruby League, and we've got Italian Narcissus Gay Rights Association versus Lads de Lulu Lulus. Okay, here comes the Cookie Nabber, launching a EW at Caitlyn, and now just an 1/8 of Caitlyn's HP remains as Wukong. Straw Hat Zangi is also coming down here. Whitefire not mounted, and so we'll see if Straw Hat Zangi is able to get here under turret flashes and gets the Q for the first blood. First, Whitefire hoping to bring Zangi under the turret. Oh, 1 turret shot, and now Zangi, ignited, is going to lose their life behind the turret. And with 0 knowledge at all, Dr. Fox PhD does not know that their Krugs are being taken. Of course, Whitefire is the first to see. Let's follow this Rift Herald as it was just dropped by Dr. Fox.
Taken across the map to run it into a turret.
Okay, here we go. 3 different fights happening. The Rift Herald taking down that turret as Cookie Nabber is able to do so much damage to Dr. Fox along with Pest, as Brand is going to keep pulling out the damage. Straw Hat Zangi is able to stop Poggle's ultimate and get onto him, but the barrier will come out and save Poggle's HP, as now Whitefire is able to get onto Cookie Nabber, and the ult from Caitlyn comes out. That'll be another kill for Rel in the books, as Pest able to basically heal off of all of Whitefire's HP, but Whitefire is able to get out of there successfully, as now Skippy McSkipper is here to continue pushing in. As the wave comes out from 4194, Whitefire is going to fall to Pest immediately, and now the bubble comes out to successfully lock down Skippy McSkipper long enough for Pest to get a kill there, and now Caitlyn is in danger as the Caitlyn ult comes out from Silas. It's not enough. Wow. 4194 not willing to give up on this. Ease herself. Let's see. Dr. Fox PhD is here though, and now it's time to punish the greed from 4194 to be completely ignored. And there we go. Pest, let's see. The healing, especially with Conqueror on Pest. Will it be enough? It looks like it is going to be, as Dr. Fox doesn't have a great way of fighting Silas, and the ult is going to come right back. And now Pest able to reverse the rights of fate onto Sejuani, onto Dr. Fox PhD, and get the 1v1 kill. Yeah, and instead they go for a few plates on here and potentially the bounties that come with being behind. But Pest able to get onto Dr. Fox PhD, perhaps not the right target though, because now he is in danger. Does get out with a little bit of HP, and the Nami bubbles continue to keep Whitefire in check and stunned, but the Star's TP comes in, and he is all over as Straw Hat Zangy has fallen to the 3 damage dealers on the backline, and Star able to get onto to Pest. The ult from Caitlyn is coming out, and let's see, that is enough with the Star and Whitefire continuing to chase. The Star just cannot be caught with that zoom that you just said, right? Levels do make a big difference in terms of raw stats, which is exactly what Nautilus wants. The flash from 4194 and the ult to knock up 3 different damage dealers. Let's see, Zangy goes in on the backline with their ult, but 4194 is going to be slain by the Star and Dr. Fox PhD. Then Zangy is gone as well, and that's 2 members down for red team. As blue team struggling to fight here, Whitefire is going to get killed by the Pinky Soup's ult, and Pinky Soup is going to be killed in return as Pest measures whether to go in or not and decides better to not. All right, they've squandered if they had a chance to Baron. They've gotten rid of it pretty much. Oh, and now they're starting it. Uh-oh. Now that Pest is gone, it's 4 members of the red team that are up, including Zangy. So let's see, it looks like they may have just been baiting. As now Poggle is the one taking the damage from the Baron, as Zangy is navigating their way around the pit, trying to make sure they still have an angle in. Okay, the ult comes down onto Poggle as the Nami ult comes from the opposite direction. The Star is slowed. Poggle is able to dodge the Nami Q, but the Baron stuns him into Cookie Nabber's W, and now it is an all-out brawl in the Baron pit as the Star is going to fall to Cookie Nabber. Now Whitefire is running for their life as they're going to be able to get away. And this is why Riot has been called in on AP bot laners, because oh my goodness. Where did Nami go? Where'd she go? She went to a different timeline where Echo returned and she disappeared. Caitlyn will take 4194 down to half HP. Skippy McSkipper now going back in onto Cookie Nabber, but the Q from Nami will stun him completely as Whitefire is just a little bit too late to keep the stunts going on their side. And oh my gosh, Dr. Fox PhD and Poggle as well. It's a 4v5, and so red team just takes it a clean sweep into an ace.
Elder spawning in 56 seconds as red team's pinging it, meaning obviously they're going to go there.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of their vision score may be coming also from clearing wards on both sides, as Dr. Fox PhD is the one to try to frontline, but Poggle is just a bit too close to Zangy, and Dr. Fox PhD and Poggle are going to be the ones to fall as Zangy is kept alive by 4194. And now Whitefire is also going to be one to fall as Skippy McSkipper tries to get away and salvage the last life of his team himself. But in the top lane, minions are at the inhibitor turret, and this Elder Dragon is securely in the hands of Lads Delulululus. Turrets are down, both of them are down, and that is the end of the game as Whitefire is the only one remaining. And Lads Delulululus are taking game 2 of the night in just 34 minutes. As we head into game 3 of week 2, we are watching the Pearl League, and we have Alex Foes looking to get a gank off on Psy Hero, not knowing that Kazikazik is right behind. And here we have the bandage tosses coming out, and the stun onto Motan Bob. The W comes out from Mel, but it is not enough as Kazikazik is going to take first blood and get another stun onto Alex Foes. And it doesn't seem like he grew in size, as Kazikazik and Goji Daddy take the Rift Herald up top. Looks like it's a fair handshake here as Shades is not able to put up any resistance as all 5 members of the red team take the Cloud Drake, their first dragon of the game.
Yeah, they dedicated a lot of resources to that, and rightfully so, right? Like, preventing the blue team from getting another dragon isn't a horrible thing.
It's looking like Nintendo 64 Rampage, but here we've got the Avengers coming in. Alex Foes comes in with the ult, and Goji Daddy will be stunned, but the Misfortune ult from Shades is just not in reach, as Kazikazik is the one doing all of the damage, as Goji Daddy is able to get their eat off onto Malphite, and Gunny Hartman is going to go down. And John issuing the Nami ult to get a lot of damage back onto blue team as red side has seemingly turned this fight. Oh, but not before Psy Hero is here to pull out a lot of the damage onto John. And the Misfortune auto and Q will take Silas down. And now, once again, it's reversed as Shades is pulling out so much damage. 11-0-2 with 3.5 full items. He cannot be stopped. They've got the control ward in the Baron pit, and they're looking to push this mid wave. And let's see, Gunny Hartman is going to be knocked up by this Cho'Gath Q. Goji Daddy going in as Kazik is on the other side. Motown Bob not able to get the W up, and the Misfortune ult and the Nami ult are going to leave Alex Foes and Gunny and Motown Bob dead, while Jin support is all the way in the back, not able to set the stage, not able to open up with the curtain call, because then that is truly the death knell. That's the nail in their coffin. See Goji Daddy already engaging on John, not knowing what comes next. Zoe Reliver getting a little bit of vision to see, but now they're forced here. The Amumu ult comes out from John, and Zoe Reliver will be the first to fall alongside John. The stage is set by Jin, and Kazik is stunning Gunny Hartman and Motan Bob. Alex Foes comes in with the ult, but Jin fell, but Alex Foes forced to walk away with tail between legs as they don't even care about the soul. They're here acknowledging that there's 30 seconds before any other member of the red team will be back up, and Alex Foes doesn't even have time to go and heal. Kazik gets quickly onto them, and Psy Hero able to get a lot of damage. And so we got Vagar's Vixens winning the third game and final game of the night of week 2 CMSA tonight. Thank you all so much for joining us. Thank you, Mike, for being my wonderful co-host.
Yeah, absolutely. And
Hello, everyone, and welcome back as we are almost ready to see the third game of the night. But in the meantime, we do have a special treat. I'm gonna not show the client here, and instead, how about we look here, where I will be showing very shortly. I should have set this up before, maybe. Create new. We are going to watch the end of that last game that we just saw. Or not saw, we're waiting on.
Yeah.
Window capture, here we go.
Oh, it just finished on my end.
Oh,
Oops.
okay, so never mind. We could go back to conference, but it was over an hour, if you can believe that.
Yeah. I think it was like the actual game time ended up around like 56 minutes, but
Oh, really? Because their game, oh, maybe it counts the lobby time, like the loading
yeah,
time, or pauses. If there was a pause, it'll count that too.
yeah, exactly. So, but yeah, a 56-minute game. It looks like team one, not the team that we're going to be seeing soon, the other team won, but oh boy, that was they're going to need a couple minutes of a break after that one.
Yeah,
Team
I
two.
know we do have some folks using the restroom, which is completely understandable. So Jogan asked us the question, guess how much CS I had that game? DRK, you might know, just off the bat, from watching it.
Yeah, I would guess like with how long that game went, over 500 for sure. I closed out of the post game just so I could like make a net guess, but yeah,
I
I would
would
guess over five.
say, I'd say 380. Because
Um,
I do realize Jogan's the mid laner, and 380 would put you at like 7 CS per minute, 8 CS per minute, which is good. It's really good. But your guess, DRK, would put Jogan at like almost 9 or 10 per minute, which to keep up 9 or 10 per minute over the course of 56 minutes, I'm like, okay, let's all bow down to Faker. Let's do it.
well, I guess the other piece of context is that Jogan was playing Malzahar, so then I think
Oh, I see.
and the answer is 589 CS.
Oh
So
my god.
in 56
How?
minutes, in 56 minutes, that's really impressive. So um,
Okay,
even if they
Faker. Yeah.
even if they lost, like really really strong effort from Jogon's team there.
Yeah. I mean, you have to be on the side of like where all of your inhibitor turrets are down. There's multiple extra minions coming in with every wave, and your Malzahar putting multiple diseases on the different minions and just collecting every single minion.
Yeah, and I think that's exactly what happened as we kind of we not the stream, but like we were watching as I was watching that end of the game. It was like blue team had completely pushed into red team base, so and like constantly three inhibitors were down. So yeah, Malzahar was picking up that juicy super minion CS.
Yeah. Well, okay. In the meantime, how about we open up the clients while we're waiting for our friends? Let's play my shop, your shop. DRK, have you opened your shop yet?
Yes, I've opened my shop.
Okay, but don't tell me what champions you have yet. How about you guess if you can guess 3 of the champions that are in my 6 shop? Or let's just do like who can get more, but I think 3 is the number you should aim for.
Okay.
And I'll try to guess yours right after.
Trying to think, we've gamed a little bit recently, but I'm like not. Your champion pool changes so much, Nick, that I'm like, I feel like there's definitely like a Kane in there somewhere.
Ooh, a Kane skin? Okay.
A Kane. I mean, you used to play a lot of Kaisa. I don't know if you still play a lot of Kaisa, but I was maybe if you're still playing a lot of Kaisa, I would expect to see Kaisa there. I mean, classics like Veigar, maybe Yasuo.
Kane, Kaisa, Veigar, Yasuo.
Yeah. trying to think what else I would expect. Honestly, I don't know. Maybe Jinx.
Kayn, Kaisa, Veigar, Yasuo, Jinx. All right, you want to lock in those, and we'll say 5 is the amount of guesses you get.
Yeah.
Kayn, Kaisa, Veigar, Yasuo, Jinx. All right, let's do it. And we've got Pyke, Soraka, Veigar is there. This
Okay.
looks like Zilliot. Oh, Swain, Bride Chicken Swain, Ezreal, and Thresh.
Okay.
So you got one.
I got one. Okay, no worries. Yeah, I think I should have remembered the Pyke and the Soraka, but Thresh is new from you, I think. I haven't seen you play a lot of Thresh recently, so
Yeah,
that's
Thresh I'll pull out in ranked mostly
I
if I'm
see,
really
okay.
tryharding, because Thresh just constantly is a good champion, just because one of the champions that the skills abilities he has are just too strong to ever nerf. You could dumb down the numbers all you want, but the champion will be good.
Okay. And yeah, I guess I did know you were practically Ezreal, so maybe I should remember that.
Yeah, I do love Ezreal as an ADC. I love being able to dodge my own skill shots and not rely on my support making space for me. In case we are in a losing matchup, I still get to CS.
Yep.
Oh, we are ready. Okay, sorry everyone. Okay, stream, we're ready. Ooh, sorry. Okay, we are going in and we are ready. Sorry. And I'm delaying the game even more. I'm laughing to myself.
We'll have to guess my shop off stream.
Okay. Thank you, Shades, for coming in. I forgot that I was in charge of the lobby. I should have just made someone else the leader. So we are right into it with the first bans of the third game of the night. It's almost like I forgot we were going to stream another game, and I'm like, right, they do bans.
Okay, I mean, it's been almost an hour, I think, since the last game, so yeah. No worries there. I think, like, actually, maybe not an hour, but at least like 45, 50 minutes. So
yeah. And so we see Vayne and Echo be the first targets on both sides here.
Echo's an interesting one. I wonder who that's against. Mundo, classic Bowman ban. So Vayne is a classic, I think, a usual Shades ban, but it's also a ban against John too, I think.
Yeah, John top lane, Vayne. I mean, I don't want to play against a ranged champion either, so I don't blame them for banning Vayne, especially now that she has become like a top lane menace once again. Let's put the sides on their correct side. So who do we have on the blue side here? We've got... On John's team, they are Zyra's Zaddies.
Yep. Yeah, I really like this. Yeah, Shades' team was hovering that Misfortune ban, but I was like, wait, Shades is really good at Misfortune, and it's a great takeaway from Gunny, who... Or actually not Gunny. Who's the other team?
It is Blazing
Toki.
Bowman, Squall, Toki, Tsuna Albane, and Zoe Relibear.
Okay, but yeah, really smart to at least. I guess if Toki plays that Misfortune, good to take it away from them. So I confused the team with the first game. I bet.
Good. All right, and first thing is bringing out the ADCs. We've got a blind Misfortune pick coming out, and then Jhin, potentially paired with, oh, there's Zoe Relibear on Nami. I know that's a favorite champ of hers.
I'm a little bit nervous about when I pick Misfortune early. What I'm scared about on the enemy team is like Braum, Mel, those champions, but at least we're not going to see the Braum in the bot lane.
Yeah. And I'm wondering, because Zoe Relibear has faced off against quite a few Misfortunes in the past, that Nami ult, very useful to stop a Jhin ult or a Misfortune ult where you're just sitting there. There's no dodging.
Yeah, that is very true. As like, oh yeah, that's a good Nami ult's another good counter from when Misfortune ults, for sure. I forgot about that. But,
all right, and then we see Rel come out as both bot lanes have been solidified completely here, and then we've got Lux coming in the mid lane.
Yeah, Jogon, so that's Jogon's comfort pick there on luck. So again, solid bot half of the map for them. Misfortune and Rel can like, especially before the Nami has ult, right? Like can really put down some damage on Jin.
Yeah, and I'm excited to see Latimer on Rel after we saw quite a few Sona games this season already.
Yeah, I know Lad's played a bunch of Rel last season too, so it's a known pick for him, for at least a pick he knows well. So.
And then we see Vel'Koz coming in the mid lane for Neela's Naughties. Given the APC meta, seeing Vel'Koz, I immediately think, oh, they're the bot laner. But I'm excited to see Vel'Koz back in the mid lane for this.
Yeah. I'm never excited to see a Vel'Koz, but...
Well, when you're against it,
yeah,
probably, right?
For sure. When you're against it, it can be very frustrating to play against. So, especially that true damage ult can be very tricky because, like, against Jhin, you want to pick up some tanks, right? So, Vel'Koz kind of neutralizes that.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Vel'Koz, I don't know if you were listening during one of the streams that I heard this from Tiddly, that the math was mathed out for each of the mid lane mages and any mid laner who has like a full combo that they can do. Vel'Koz has the highest damage in the game of unloading any kit. And on top of that, half of it is true damage. So it's very scary to go up against someone who knows what they're doing, because it is a full skill shot champion similar to Xerath, but a little bit better in terms of damage output.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, if a fed Vel'Koz is going to be very scary for Zyra's Addies. So we see Jotaro picking up Warwick again, very classic like Pearl jungler there. It's answered by Rammus.
Yeah, Ghost Orzhov on Rammus. I'm excited because I watched Ghost Orzhov really closely for the first time last week on that, on that Nunu pick. And I think of Rammus as a very similar champion to Nunu, and I'm expecting a little bit of a camping situation happening too. There's one very immobile champion on the red side, and it's Vel'Koz in the mid lane, which last week at least Ghost Orzhov really loved visiting.
I mean, it would important to shut down that Vel'Koz early, so and then we see Zyra's team round out with Urgot. Yeah,
Urgot for John. I'm excited to see that as well. I don't think I've seen John on Urgot this season just yet, but next week, hopefully we'll have some champion stats to add into this. And Urgot into Aatrox. I kind of like it. I'm not sure if either of them naturally wins that. Of course, Aatrox has a little bit more movement to dodge away from the Urgot flip.
Yeah.
But they're both team fighting menaces.
Yeah, it's gonna get we'll see if we get another Brawl Fest in the top lane. Or actually another Brawl Fest in the bot lane. I think another with Rel you want to start a Brawl for sure. So
yeah. And Zoe Relibear is going to be all in charge of Peel this game, as there is not much Peel to be seen on any other members of her team. And so, as the singular protector, while everyone else is trying to send their skill shots and their auto attacks at the enemies, I feel bad for... I mean, not bad, but I feel the pressure is on her, while everyone kind of has a dual role on the blue side. Everyone is either both engage and tank, or jump in and do damage, or the stay back and send out your abilities. There's like two people on each type of role here.
Exactly. Yeah, you'll have Rammus and Rel wanting to go in on blue side, Warwick and Aatrox wanting to go in on red side. And then, Jhin, Misfortune, Vel'Koz, all want to be in the backline doing damage. So.
Yeah, and in just 2 minutes and 30 seconds, we will be in to our third game of the night finally. So hopefully you've stuck around with us during the breaks, as we're now ready to close out the night with a banger between Zyrazatis and Neela's Naughties.
Yep.
And hopefully it won't be too long.
Hopefully not another 50 minutes or
Yeah.
not. I don't know if I can barely. I feel like I can barely do a 40-minute game at this point. So
Yeah. It's bedtime for us old folks at the CMSA old folks home.
yeah, exactly. Although I was drinking a Coke Zero at the beginning of the game, at the beginning of stream, so I think I'll be awake for a while.
Yeah, I've got a little bit of coffee left, and we're seeing if it'll push us through to the end. As I'm a little bit resistant to caffeine, you know, DRK, but I'll
Yeah.
engage in the caffeination.
Yeah, I mean, I can't. I'm in the same boat. I cannot drink full caffeinated coffee anymore, so that's why I stick with like sodas and teas. So
Yeah. Do you have any tea recommendations?
tea recommendations, like, well, I guess it's not really like a helpful recommendation, but when I go out, like, I love getting a London fog, especially with lavender
Ooh,
syrup,
yeah.
like Earl Grey tea. It's like Earl Grey tea,
Yeah.
steamed milk, and then you have usually it's with vanilla syrup, but I like getting it with lavender syrup. So
Yeah, I love that's almost like it's almost like an English version of a sweet tea, like an English
yeah.
sweet tea. I do like that. I love I've gotten that before as well.
hmm
I've also had, you know what's funny? I think when I've gone to Korean grocery stores, they love that flavor. Like that flavor is as a prepackaged tea mix. That flavor is cookies. That flavor is like I've had it quite a bit and been like, oh, it's very good. I mean, of course, it's popular because it's good.
Yeah, that you mean that Earl Grey flavor, or
The lavender plus Earl Grey with like the creamy flavor. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's a really good combo, so yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah.
I've been also seeing it. I think I agree. I've been seeing it, maybe not necessarily lavender plus Earl Grey, but like a lot of like Earl Grey snacks popping up a lot more in Trader Joe's and stuff. So
yeah. My favorite tea is a rooibos tea, just because I like sweet teas, and it has like that berry, like almost sour rhubarby flavor without the bitter or sourness too much from rhubarb, where I'm like, oh, I really like this. And so, oh, thank goodness we got right into this game. And let me just set it up real quick before we switch over. And now we will be good. And welcome, everyone, for the long-awaited third game of the night. It is still somehow week 3 in CMSA, and it's the third season, and we will be getting right into it with Zyrazatis versus Neela's Naughties, joining us for the late night edition of CMSA's League of Legends League.
Yep. We'll see how long this game turns, but yeah, we've had a lot of brawling in the bot lane, I mean, in both games, the first 2 games we watched, we've had a lot of fighting in the bot lane early, so we'll see if that's the theme again this game.
Yeah. I don't think anyone is willing to simply throw themselves at the enemy in order to get the game over soon, but we might see some interesting plays that happen when fatigue enters the chat. When the idea of, I've been playing League of Legends and thinking about this for hours, and I can't operate anymore.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, for those who don't know, blue side, Zyrazatis has just got out of 56 minute engage. Oh, a good engage from Rel there.
Yeah, beautiful 2-man engage. Vladimir already off to the races with that ignite onto Zoe Relibear. I mean, the trade was not ultimately in Lad's favor, but it really showed some dominance.
Yeah. I mean, it pushed them off the wave a little bit. I don't know if it's going to mean much in the grand scheme, but yeah.
Yeah, we might see level 2 come onto Shades and Vladimir first down in the bot lane. Let's see. They do get it first, but no re-engage, as it's a little too close to their turret for that.
Yeah. Shades going for... usually when I play Misfortune, I go for W second, but Shades went for the E second for some extra poke.
Yeah. Ooh, Vladimir looking for an engage onto Zoe Relibear, finds it, but does not land with the W, only the Q lands onto Zoe Relibear, and now it's just the sustain game for her.
Yeah. If I'm Shades, I'm looking to like get a nice like Vamp Scepter early just to kind of match the Nami stain a little bit.
Ooh,
Nami
okay.
sustain.
Yeah, we see the full combos coming out. Nami's gonna have a lot of healing to do around the map, of course.
Yeah.
With all of this poke happening, and we see Jotaro already hunting the blood of Jokan. But
Yeah.
hopefully that health pot puts her in a healthy spot.
Yep.
Okay. But that looks like the first sides of the clear for each jungler have finished, and now they're both on their buffs. This is much more traditional jungle clear than we've been seeing in some of the other games, where we skipped maybe a few camps, but oh, actually, look at this. Ghost Orzhov will be skipping 2 camps in order to get the first scuttle here.
Interesting.
Oh.
Again, like same thing that we saw in the first game. I don't know if it's like maybe it's a new strat that I haven't heard of, but
Oh, and there we have Sarah Akemi getting the first blood onto Shades with that flash 4th shot, as Shades not in time to use barrier to protect against it.
yeah, and as much as like Rel's engages have been good, Jin's been farming a lot better than Misfortune, and it's gonna like now with that kill, it's gonna get even worse.
Ooh, okay. We see the gank from Jotaro Albane. It does not end up in much as Jogan is able to just walk out of it, and Ghost Orzhov chasing Jotaro down to this scuttle. After taking the Gromp, skips their wolves to try to contest this. Jotaro does have Smite though, so we'll see. Ghost Orzhov is here with nothing much to do besides be revealed in the lane, in the river.
Not sure what he's gonna go for here. I mean, Vel'Koz has no mana. I mean, could try to dive that, but that's risky.
Yeah, not too much damage to pull off that first dive, and so Ghost Orzhov instead goes for a back, as bot lane not in a position for a gank. You know, bot lane did have prio. I'm thinking always to myself, how do we go for a really early invade? If you saw them smite, that means they don't have it. Let's take their Gromp.
Yeah. A risky, but like...
Yeah. High reward
Go ahead.
play.
Yeah. But yeah.
Right.
And this is a lot less scrappy than our previous games. I mean, I feel like in our previous games, we've already had like 2 or 3 kills by this point, so...
Yeah, and we see John came back first item with the Executioner's Calling, trying to stop Aatrox's healing, and potentially later down the line, Zoe Rella's healing.
Yeah, I mean, a good early pickup for sure. Really, I mean, countered a lot of... Even Warwick has a lot of healing too, right? So...
Okay, we see Lad flashing in with the W, and then, oh, Zoe Relibear flashes away, but Ghost Orzhov is able to get the Q onto her and the taunt, and with that Ignite and autos from Shades, it's almost enough, but Zoe Relibear will get back under her turret. Ghost Orzhov going for the control ward in this tri-bush, but Jotaro Albane reveals himself to be there, and Ghost Orzhov, 1 level down, just going to give up that control ward, but Latimer is here with Ghost Orzhov. Ghost Orzhov pops the Q, starts rolling, but the fear and damage reduction is launched out from Jotaro Albane, now at half health, and with some already grievous wounds from hitting the Bramble on Rammus. Okay, here we go. Rammus re-engaging back onto Jotaro Albane. I know we saw in the top lane that a solo kill happened, but Jogan is here to get a kill onto Jotaro Albane and get the ult damage onto Sarah, so they're not able to continue. But Zoe Relibear will fall as Shades and 3 members of the blue team are there in the tri-bush in bot side, ready to scrap and take this first dragon.
Yeah, as soon as I said there wasn't enough fighting, the teams decided to prove me wrong.
Yeah.
Go for a full 4-on-3, 4-on-2 fight for it in the bot lane, so...
Yeah, and with the kills evened up, this is the first objective of the game, nearly fully taken by Ghost Orzhov and Shades. It is really early, and Squall is here with their ult, trying to get them off. The ult is popped out from Vel'Koz onto Shades. It is not enough for the kill, though, but Jotaro Albane is going to flash onto Ghost Orzhov, get the kill there, and Squall just misses the kill onto Misfortune, as Jotaro Albane will be running now to the dragon that is rightfully theirs.
Yeah, good collapse from the red team to like push Rammus and Misfortune off. And you can see how much damage Vel'Koz already does this early in the game, so...
Yeah. And we see Jogan does have their ult back. I mean, it's really about using the resources when and where. Where we saw in the bot lane, Jogan was able to use resources to get that very nice double kill, pushing Zoe Relibear back to base right when she had come back to lane. But then with their ult, Squall was able to take the dragon. So it is like 1-for-1 in different fonts here.
Exactly, yep.
Okay, Vladimir just trading their HP for that control ward. Easy trade. But here we have Zoe Relibear coming behind Jogan. The bubble forces Jogan to flash. And then we have Squall with the Nami E, able to get the Q off, but with no mana, it's not going to be enough as Jogan now looks to return the favor a little bit onto Squall. Vladimir able to make it up to the mid lane. Ghost Orzhov gets the Q off onto Jotaro Obane, but now it's a reverse chase back into their jungle as Jotaro Obane is looking to fight Vladimir. The Q does not land onto Rel, but it does speed Jotaro Obane up as the ult is procced, and Ghost Orzhov not able to peel enough. Jotaro Obane gets the kill onto Vladimir, and they're going to continue to chase Rammus straight through to their mid tier 2. And with that and the Tiamat, Jotaro Obane will take the chickens for themselves. Zoe Relibear lands a clutch bubble onto Ghost Orzhov. Ooh,
Yeah, good Nami bubble.
The smite from Ghost Orzhov takes their chickens anyways, and the full combo from Jogan gets the kill onto Jotaro Obane, ending that long skirmish and giving a blue buff to Jogan.
I mean, that's actually going to come in really clutch for the Jogan, the Lux, because there's been a lot of fighting and a lot of running out of mana we've seen so far.
Yeah, it is. I mean, Lux is already in a position to start carrying the game, being able to move out of lane faster than Vel'Koz is, so we'll see.
Yeah, and I think you mentioned it as you were calling the plays there, but like Nami had some really clutch bubbles, I think. The first one forced the flash out of Lux early, and then stopping the Ram missile from engaging a little bit later.
Oh, here we go. Vladimir going with the WQ to get a little bit of damage onto Zoe Relibear as the Misfortune ult comes out, but Zoe Relibear able to just live through it by hitting that heal.
Yeah.
Okay. Red team is on the grubs. They've taken the first grubs, and Ghost Orzhov has chased Squall back into the mid lane, perhaps not realizing that the grubs were being taken at the same time.
Yeah.
Ghost Orzhov now. Jogan landing a beautiful double Q and ult and double E to win that fight handily for their team as John gets the fear and ult onto both Jotaro Obane and Blazing Bowman. And now blue team takes 2 of the remaining grubs.
Yeah. I'm just like... I mean, again, it's like you said, that Lux is getting off to a running start. So
yeah. I mean, that was clutch for Jogan to stick around with what little HP that they did and land every single ability they have onto both Warwick and Aatrox for that damage that was so necessary to win that fight.
Yep. And Lux still has blue buff, so again, like getting that blue buff from Warwick really actually kind of like really worked out in their favor.
Yeah, 100%. It's like the old days where you would say, if you don't give me the second blue buff, I ent. Of course, it's not really the meta anymore, but Jogan essentially was able to reap the rewards of this 10-minute, or really like 9-minute blue buff.
Yeah.
It's very oppressive to never worry about mana in the early game.
Yep.
Okay. We see a little bit of a CS gap in favor of Blazing Bowman as they've returned to lane with a Shojin's Spear, while John still, because of building the Executioner's Calling, not able to finish their first item just yet.
Yeah. It feels really bad to build that Executioner's Calling because that does not help you farm either, not by much.
Okay. We've got the assembly into the bot lane coming as Squall has been waiting for someone to appear as they launch a full combo onto Jogan, and that will be already... They're at 10% of their HP as Jotaro Obane now looking for something here, but Ghost Orzhov, Vladimir, and Shades are in the river waiting for the jungler to come down. Vladimir looks for something here. Oh, and Ghost Orzhov is able to flash taunt onto Jotaro Albane. The Lux ult comes out and secures the kill from off the screen.
Wow. That's, I mean, again, really good good collapse from Rel and Rammus to get onto Warwick there and push them off the dragon. And I think, like we were talking about earlier, we saw, like, we're seeing that Vel'Koz damage, like that mathematical, like, maximum damage coming out.
Yes. It's very scary, but matching it from a screen away, Vel'Koz can't do that really. Oh, here we have Shades just in a little bit of danger, procs the barrier in order to get out. Perhaps not super necessary because Ghost Orzhov is there. Now Jogan leading the peel away. Oh, Jotaro Albane flash ults onto Jogan, but Vladimir is there to stop the ult from happening. The Q comes out, but it is not enough. Jogan will be slain, and the shutdown will go onto Jotaro Albane. As now, the blood hunt continues, and Squall does hit Ghost Orzhov with that Q, but Jotaro's given up on the chase.
Yeah. Jogan tried, I think, a little bit too hard to be the sacrificial, like, sacrifice to get the rest of the team out, thinking he could get out as well, but...
Yeah, he
Warwick
does. Go ahead.
I was going to say, Warwick is fast and can get on you really easily.
Yeah. And so, Jogan does return to lane with these Spellslinger shoes and the Luden's Echo to be even more oppressive, always hitting the enemy, even when they are only hitting minions. But in spite of this, all the fighting, only 1,500 gold about separates these teams. As, we see Blazing Bowman going for an ult under John's turret to try to get the kill. It does kill John, but now Ghost Orzhov is here trying to protect the turret. Blazing Bowman still feeling confident in this fight.
Yeah, still in ult form, still can do a lot of damage to a Rammus even through Thornmail. Let's see. First items are completed for both ADCs. We see a Hubris into a Collector in the bot lane. We'll see if Jin's able to stack up that Hubris. So.
Yeah, and looking at both of these champions, I wouldn't be able to tell you which one bought Hubris and which one bought Collector just without looking. Because they both love both items, for sure.
Yeah. I think Hubris from the Jin's a little bit interesting, personally, just because I'm seeing like Rammus and Urgot on the other team, but we'll see if it works out.
Yeah, certainly the only ones he's stacking Hubris on in the early game will be Jogan and Shades on Lux and Misfortune, but we'll see. Yeah. He already has one kill, and, you know, he might have known that the other game that this team was in lasted 55 minutes, and over the course of 55 minutes, you might get as many stacks as you need. Oh, we see Jotaro meeting Ghost Orzhov in that bush, and they both say, no, we are not wanting that.
Yeah. Both of the mid lanes were ready to roam over, and they're like, there's nothing. They didn't want any of that.
No smoke desired.
Yeah.
Okay. See a potential gank coming from Jotaro Albane onto John as the fight here becomes a little skirmish, and John gets hit by the Warwick ult, and Blazing Bowman launches their ult, but Ghost Orzhov comes in with theirs, and Jogan is here to make it a 3v2. The difference is made as Jogan just nearly misses the binding light. And Blazing Bowman is able to disengage away from themselves, as now Squall is here for a little bit of extra damage, does launch their ult onto Ghost Orzhov. The kill will be in the hands of Squall, as it's a 1-for-1 in the top lane. Really 2-for-1 is... No, John survived, so it's a 1-for-1.
Yeah, it's a 1-for-1. But, yeah, it's weird. I mean, like, yeah. Blue team's mid laner rubbed up first, so they were able to get the first kill, but Vel'Koz is eventually able to make their way up there and get a return kill. And again, like, we've been talking about it a lot this game, but Vel'Koz does a lot of damage, even to tanks, so...
Yeah, and since both of them killed the junglers, both of them now in the mid lane, Vel'Koz and Lux, both are equipped with that blue buff, ready to throw dodgeball balls at each other. Let's see who wins. Oh, Lux clearing with her ults.
Oh, that's my favorite thing to do as Lux, just like ult the wave and then, you know, roam around the map.
Oh, Sayra Akemi getting a beautiful double kill in the bot lane. Unfortunately, we were watching Ghost Orzhov and Jotaro Albane as Jogan is here first in the river, and this will potentially be... Let's see. Oh, Jotaro Albane able to almost make it out, but that Rammus Q will catch up in time, and the kill will go over to Ghost Orzhov. But John is here to get the the final blow onto Squall with their Urgot ult.
Yeah, Fear Beyond Doubt gets a kill there. So again, nice fancy footwork from Jogon to avoid the CC from Vel'Koz. I think that would have been a kill for Vel'Koz otherwise. So
yeah, and there they go, clearing another wave, and we'll see what they come back with, as they are now 4-1 and 5. If it were me, I'm thinking along the lines of Jin, I want a Medjai's, but we'll see where Jogon goes. If it's a Medjai's, you might think, hey, I want to end this game very quickly, and otherwise, you know, you want to play it safe, you want to make sure that you're getting the most stat efficient items. Maybe Jogon comes back with something else.
Yeah, we'll see what he picks up next. But yeah, like we talked about, we missed the red team's bot lane getting a double kill without any return kills. And you know, Jin now has 18 stacks on their hubris, so I mean, they're stacking up already there too.
Right. And we see Jotaro Albani starting up the Cloud Drake here as Ghost Orzhov is trying to make their way over. Only 3 members of the red team are here. Jogon launches their full combo at Squall. Squall only at 25% HP, trying to disengage Vladimir away from them, but the TP is coming in from Blazing Bowman's Aatrox as Zoe Relivir launches a beautiful ult at both Ghost Orzhov and Vladimir. The Misfortune ult does not really connect to many people, and there we go, Jotaro Albani lands onto Shades. Shades tries to flash away, but does not get away far enough as Jotaro Albani gets a double kill onto both Ghost Orzhov and Shades, sharing one of them with Blazing Bowman, of course, as that looks to be an easy dragon and stealing some of the jungle from the blue side for for Jotaro Albani.
Yeah, turned out very badly for blue team, losing, not only do they lose the dragon, they lose camps and 2 kills, so yeah, it's going to be ouchies for them.
Yeah, that's 3k gold difference now, just from that alone, that little skirmish, it seems.
Yeah, and I think what made a difference was that unfortunately John was not able to stop Urgot wasn't able to stop the Aatrox TP down to the dragon fight. I think I kind of saw him on the mini-map try to dash forward, but I think was just a little bit short for the flip.
Yeah, there we see.
I was just going to say, like, if, you know, John lands that flip, right, and Aatrox doesn't show up, then it's maybe a different fight.
Yeah, I would agree completely. We do see Jogon return with a Medjai's, so we'll see as Jogon does land this onto Zoe Relivir, but Zoe Relivir is going to immediately ult. Oh, John flashes into the ult and will... Oh, Jogon will not get away as Jotaro Albani is there on the flank. Sarah Akemi forced to kite away as Shades goes in and then dies as well as Red Team gets another successful 3 for none.
Well, 3 for 1. Urgot somehow,
1, yeah.
Urgot somehow managed to get a kill on Aatrox. We weren't watching. It looks like ults were maybe used or maybe not used. I can't tell, but
I think John started with the ult, and then Blazing Bowman must have come back in for more fight. Because when we had just gone away, I think Urgot was sending the ult out.
I see, okay. Yeah, again, like, really, like, flipping that top lane matchup, I think Aatrox has had the upper hand for most of it, but Urgot got the kill, got the tower before Aatrox, so, I mean...
And look at the item difference.
Yeah. 2 completed items from Urgot already, so... Yeah,
that's that plates and first turret gold for you.
Exactly. Maybe not first turret gold, I think bot lane from Red Team already got.
Yeah, that could be.
Yeah. But I mean, this gen is stacking that hubris. Like, they've been, you know, handing it over to him. Not handing it over, but like, they've been like, Red Team has been going immediately at Blue Team.
Okay, Blazing Bowman, aware that Rammus is headed right towards him, launches that ult to get away. But here, we see Jotaro Albani going for Jogon, lands the ult, and the root coming out from Sarah Akemi makes sure that Jogon stands still. The Zoe Relivir Anami ult lands 3 of them, but Jotaro Albani will fall to the bullet time from Misfortune. Squall gets a beautiful triple E, as Blazing Bowman is now here 1v4ing. Will they be able to get a kill? They do get a kill onto Vladimir, but not before they equalize back onto them. Squall able to disengage Ghost Orzhov out of there. Sarah Akemi and Zoe Relivir potentially able to 2v3 this with, or 3v3 with Squall, but they do decide better given they have very little vision in this blue side.
Yep. These teams seem to be going for all of the fights now. It was a little bit
Yeah.
like quiet in the early game, but now they're going for all the fights.
Okay, Ghost Orzhov trying to very subtly take their chickens to make sure no one comes in. Zera Kemi able to be the bully this game as they're 4-0-5 with 33 hubris stacks already at 22 minutes.
Yeah. I mean, I'm surprised. Yeah, I'm guessing Jin completes the Collector. Yeah, Collector Hubris is a very, in working on the IE is very strong for them, so they will hurt.
Yes,
So.
it's very scary to be faced against that. As we see, the dragon will be coming up in just about half a minute. Blue team is here, ready to start putting some wards. Squall's gonna do a little bit of poke. Oh, but Ghost Orzhov forces the flash out of Squall. And now Urgot flips Aatrox into their team. Aatrox ult comes out, but it is not enough as Blazing Bowman will fall immediately. So Irelia lands a 3-person ult, but it's not enough as she's now forced to flash away. The ult comes out from Warwick, but all the 3 members of the blue team, 4 now with Jogan, able to quickly get the kill onto Jotaro Albane as the ult comes out to force Irelia completely out of the fight. And now, the dragon's finally up.
Dragon's finally up. Warwick is dead, so should be an easy pickup by Rammus.
Yeah, but Squall and Sarah Akemi seem to be willing to put up a little bit of resistance here as we do have the curtain call. Oh, but John is here TPing back in. John looking for Jin here. Shades, gets hit by that 4th shot from the curtain call. But, you know, at this point it looks pretty secure in the hands of blue team.
Yeah, good pickup from blue team, neutralizing. Now both teams have 2 dragons apiece, so we will not be seeing Soul Point Elder Dragon anytime soon. So
no, we are now ready to start warding the Baron. It seems like each game we've watched tonight, there's been a series of events that lead to either 2 to 3 in dragons before the Baron even gets considered. So now that we're at the point of Soul Point for either team is coming up in 4 minutes, let's get some wards onto this Baron. Let's start playing for that objective.
Yep, and you can see both supports are hovering around the topside river now. Getting that vision. It looks like Rel's considering a collapse on Aatrox, but I think Aatrox is now backing off, so play is called off. Yeah, I'm kind of curious to see like what the game plan is for both teams. It really is like both of them.
So Irelia hit by that Urgot ult and taunted, and then Rel W'd as she lets out the wave, but it is not enough. And Squall trying to get a beautiful amount of damage on the Jogan, but it's not enough. Ghost Orzhov will taunt Squall, and the Lux ult will come back out to get that kill with the Comet.
Yep.
All right, that to me looks like a Baron if there ever were one. Let's see if blue team goes for it. Instead, they're looking for Jotaro Albane, who they know must be right here. The taunt comes onto Warwick, but it is not enough. Even ulting does not get Jotaro Albane out of there, as now it's 3 members of the red team down, and Ghost Orzhov will be starting up that Baron.
Yep. They knew Warwick was there because Warwick just took the top tower, so very easy to know where he's coming from.
And there we see, it's a rather slow Baron, but with very little resistance coming from the red side, it looks like even though they're down in golds, they're going to be able to get over here. So Irelia is the only one willing to put a ward here, and potentially she throws the bubble. Ooh, it actually was close.
It was actually 1 HP off, I think. Yeah. God. I actually saw the one there. Wow.
Yeah.
If it was a micro, if Zoe bubble, Nami bubble was like a second later, you know. Microsecond later even.
Yeah, I agree. It actually was very close to being, I see in the chat we see agreement. It was 1 HP.
Yeah.
Oh my god. I really thought, I was like, wouldn't it be so funny if she steals the Baron here?
But blue team does get the dragon. The 2 most fed members on each team are like duking it out in the bot lane. But Rel might be caught out here. Nope.
Yep. Similarly, I thought Blazing Bowman would be caught out in the top lane, but they both launched their abilities in order to get out of there alive. The Aftershock from Rel saves her, and the ults, the World Ender from Aatrox comes in clutch for the extra movement speed to get Blazing Bowman out.
I'm not sure how much. We'll see how much blue team can do with this Baron. I think there's a decent amount of clear from red team at this point. So
all right, and
maybe
with the Baron sees Jogan going for the split as the rest of their team is on the top side and hovering top, at least in the mid side of the map. Now blue team is divided by Zoe Relibear, but no, it's Zoe Relibear being caught out as John and Ghost Orzhov are here to quickly do some damage. Now Jotaro Abane coming from the back, able to get onto Ghost Orzhov, but is it enough as the grievous wounds is so much, and now John is able to continue that eating. Ghost Orzhov will fall to Squall, but the Zanyas will protect him from the bullet time, as Aatrox is the one flipped over by Urgot, and now Blazing Bowman will relaunch the World Under to get out of there alive. And it's a 3v3, but not sure what red team is going to be able to do to earn their jungle back, as blue team is just running through their team.
Yeah, I mean, blue team, as soon as I said, are they going to make use of the Baron? I mean, Lux wasn't even there in that fight, right? Lux was pushing bot, got a turret, and pushed up to the second tier 2. Now they're getting the mid tier 2. I mean, so it was not like it was a numbered advantage for red team, and they weren't able to capitalize on it, other than getting the kill on Rammus.
Yeah, it's honestly, Jogan's pressure around the map has earned Zyra Zaddy's so much, as well as Lad's aggression. Of course, Shade's coming out with the great bullet times, and Ghost Orzhov being John's best friend, it seems, always in a pair to catch out Zoe Rella or Jotaro in the clutch moments. Oh, and we might see another one as the dragon, the soul point for either of the teams, is now up, and blue team, all besides Latimer, are ready and here, but every member of the red team is here. So we'll see, as Zyra Zaddies are now forced to relinquish priority over the dragon pit.
Yeah, so key ults, like Misfortune ult is not up yet. It's almost up, so they're waiting on that. Yeah, you can even see them pinging it in the chat, right? So, waiting for that Misfortune ult before they go in. But Warwick's already on the dragon, and it's more than halfway done.
Oh, and we see a beautiful smite come out from Ghost Orzhov to seal the dragon away from Jotaro and kill Jotaro in the exact same moment as that Lux ult comes out. Now going on to Zoe Relibear, Latimer, and Ghost Orzhov, Shades, Jogan are here, while John is fighting against Blazing Bowman, Sarah, and Squall. They manage to get onto Blazing Bowman, locking each of them down one by one as they are goon squatting through the jungle, forcing Squall and Sarah Akemi to run away from their base to try to get out of here. But Squall and Sarah Akemi are seemingly fish stuck in the barrel. The cleanse comes out, but it will not likely be enough, as Ghost Orzhov is so darn tanky. The Zanyas comes out from Squall, but still, they will fall. Squall does get the kill onto Ghost Orzhov, though, with a little bit of true damage. But 5 for 1. It's a full ace.
For blue team, I mean, that's that engage into the dragon pit by Rammus, Rel all together, and with the Lux on top was picture perfect. Got them the dragon, got them the kill. Literally could not have gotten any better.
Absolutely. Very beautifully coordinated. And you'd maybe expect that from the team that just spent an hour in a grueling match together.
Yeah, for sure. They've been working on their coordination, even if they are maybe a little tired.
And so now, with no Baron buff to speak of, and no dragon up for another 3.5 minutes, the Baron will be up in a minute, but we'll see, as neither side has any wards in that area currently. John looking at Jotaro and Shades, Jogan trying to see what side is he going to end up on and how do we trap him. He goes out the top side, and unfortunately, it'll be no fighting for us, the observers.
Yeah, I'm surprised that there wasn't an engage there. I mean, I guess they don't see where the rest of red team is, but I think easily blue team could have picked up a kill on Warwick there.
Yeah, we see this 20 stack Magi's Lux able to, if 1E, take Vel'Koz down to half HP. It's a very scary time to be on the screen and not knowing where Lux is.
Yeah, this Lux is very fat, able to stack their Magi's. They haven't been able to get a shutdown on her. So they need to really get onto her to like really stop the damage from blue team.
Yeah, and with At 32 minutes, the Baron has spawned the second one of the game, and we will see as Vladimir is now headed over, potentially to put some wards down and scope out how they can catch someone out. And Squall is the first victim, running seemingly blind in as Zoe Relibear and Jotaro are not far behind. Ghost Orzhov gets onto Jotaro Albani to stop any disengage as Shades gets the kill onto Vel'Koz. But now the Urgot ult comes out and Jotaro Albani will be the victim here. Blazing Bowman chasing after Shades, but Vladimir is there to flash in the way. Wow, protecting their ADC perfectly as Ghost Orzhov able to put Blazing Bowman and Zoe Relibear on the run in the reverse direction. The taunts and stuns all come out and Blazing Bowman will fall as Sarah Kemi is trying to disengage from a distance, but now Zoe Relibear trying to run for her life back to her turret. The Ghost Orzhov Rammus Q able to get onto her, and she will be the next one to fall as well, as there's one member of the red team left and about 20 seconds separating any real resistance to the Baron, as Ghost Orzhov is trying to, it seems, taunt their team into fighting the Baron here.
Yeah. Was Lux there for most of the fight? Or none? I don't. Lux I thought again was in the bot lane. Did she was she assisting in any of those kills? I don't remember.
She was not. She's not earned any more Magi stacks than she previously had, which is a good measure of whether she was actually in the fight or not.
Oh yeah, I should look at that then. So
no,
I mean,
you're good.
I mean, blue team is winning 4v5s. Let's look at the goal lead. 61 points, but a little over, almost 62,000 to like 55,000, right? Like,
yeah.
It's red team is really far behind. They'll need to pick up multiple shutdowns, get a few objective bounties to even have a chance of like getting back in the game.
Yeah, and with 30 seconds until the Dragon, what could be Soul for this team, and that will be some very fast champions who you do not want to be engaged upon by on the blue side for Zyra Zaddies. This is like the do or die moment, perhaps, even more so than... Oh, we see Shades alone in the top lane. Blazing Bowman able to get on top of them, and that will be a solo kill through the barrier. But similarly, Jotaro able to get onto Ghost Orzhov, as now it's two members of the blue team down. Blazing Bowman may be able to make their escape out of the blue side jungle.
Yeah,
looks like just missing their abilities here. And Blazing Bowman is going to go down to the Urgot ult.
Nice. However, that does mean that a red team will probably get Dragon unless blue team does, get some good luck burst on them. Okay,
red team does secure the Cloud Drake just fast enough as Sarah Kemi is now looking for Jogon or John. It's a lot of damage coming out, but not enough slow as the Q comes onto Jotaro Albani, stopping the Blood Hunt completely. But Squall is looking around the river bend, trying to get onto this team, reveals himself just a little bit as Vladimir is a little suspicious. John able to get close at least to Squall. We'll see if he's able to catch him. The Q comes out from Urgot. The Lux ult comes out, and now with that Zhonya's, that almost seals Squall's fate as John gets the kill, but Jotaro Albani, Zoe Relibear, Sarah Kemi are there. The ult comes out from Warwick, and John is all but killed.
Yeah. I mean, I think like it works out. It turns out even for blue team. But what I'm again a little bit nervous about is.
Oh my god, the Lux ults are doing so much damage. I really thought it was going to kill Sarah Kemi at full HP, but no barrier procced even. Sarah was pretty confident that they would survive the taunt autos and the Lux ult coming out from Orzhov and Jogon.
Yeah. I will say, yeah, it's like been very scrappy, been very even fights so far, but red team is picking up those crucial shutdowns like on Urgot, on Rammus, on Misfortune, so could help them get back in the game. I mean, we see the gold lead tighten just a little bit, it's only like 5,000 now.
Yeah, and with no objectives on the map for 3 minutes, we'll see how their choice of sieging or going for a pick works here, as Jotaro Albani seems to walk in blind, forced to ult out of that mid north side river bush, and here comes Ghost Orzhov looking for revenge, as he knows there's no ult on Warwick, but gets Nami bubbled.
We're also going to see the maximum number of dragons this game because both teams have gone to 3 dragons apiece. So
yeah, and so Likely no Elder, hopefully, because that would mean the game has gone on for far too long.
Yeah, we will see if, I mean, again, red team has neutralized blue's push so far, so we'll see. It'll be like the next Baron, maybe blue team can close it out, but maybe next Dragon, but we'll see.
Ooh, a blind Q connects with Ghost Orsov there as Squall realizes this area of the jungle is much more dangerous than they previously thought. It's ARAM time, it seems, except for John, who remains pushing in the bot lane there. As Blazing Bowman now looking, as well as Sarah, Kemi, Zoe Relibear, and Jotaro Obane to get a little bit of push out here. But this opens up the mid lane for a siege, as only Squall remains to try to protect this mid lane turret as some plates are being taken down. The ult, the double ult from Lux connects to Zoe Relibear and Squall to get a kill, but Jotaro Albane does get an ult onto Jogun, but it does not connect fully, as now Misfortune is going to be able to get a double ult onto Blazing Bowman and Jotaro Albane. And now, with that, it's a full clean ace for Zyra Zaddies. 5-0, as they have one minion and a cannon minion. And it may look like they're going to end the game as Jogun has TP and is basing. We'll see if he comes right back to get this Nexus.
Yeah, I think
as GGs are being said.
Yep, looks like this is the end of the game. But like that, Luxel getting both Vel'Koz and I think Nami was really like, that was like from almost like 100 to 0 there.
Yes, and absolute. It was the Q into Lux ults. And honestly, the Lux may be the MVP of the game. 7, 3, and 18, so much damage, 25 Magi stacks. It's exactly what you would want from that champion in the mid lane.
Exactly.
Okay. DRK. That was amazing to watch the end of that, because we saw the coordination that came from playing for so long tonight with the same team.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Exactly.
Any final thoughts?
No, I mean, like, that was a fun last game to watch, I think. Yeah, I mean, a blue team, that Lux, again, like you said, was really impressive. Red team had some good moments. I think it's unfortunately like their team, I think a little bit team fights just didn't go in their way, and lost on their end, unfortunately. But they still played really well. Still some really highlights from everyone on red side. So
agreed. And thank you, the star, for that last fart of the night, as I think we're ready to call it quits. Thank you, DRK, for joining me tonight. You've been an amazing co-host.
Yeah, thank you for having me. I had a lot of fun casting. Hope maybe I'll get to do it again sometime. We'll see.
Absolutely, you're always welcome. And thank you all for watching. These have been an amazing set of games for what is the third week of season 3. I'll spare you all the spiel of CMSA. Join us in the panels. Join us on Discord. Join us on CMSA esports.com. Join us in the shop and buy some of the merch. And join us, finally, and most importantly, next week on Tuesday at 7 p.m. Central for week 4.